Good afternoon, dear students. Myself, Megha, along with Nisha Gupta, welcomes you all for the today's first session for Paper 2A Business Laws at the foundation level. Today's session is introductory in nature, in which we will guide you about the subject, various publications, paper pattern, nature of questions asked during your examinations, how to study, how to practice, and other related relevant matters. The mode of language for these sessions, entire sessions, will be in English only, but wherever possible for the faculties, they will translate it in Hindi also, so that all type of students can take the maximum benefit from these lectures. During this lecture, you can post your journal queries if you are having any, and topic-wise query will be taken later on when the topic is entertained. From 14 June onwards, you must be aware that we will start our technical sessions. That is, we will start from Unit 1 of the Indian Contract Act 1872. First of all, we would like to congratulate you for joining this CA prestigious course of Chartered Accountants. Once you will become a Chartered Accountant, you will reach to the greatest height and you will see a major positive change, positive shift in your life. But we would like to convey two things, that for passing this CA course, you require two things. One thing is focus, and second is just believe in yourself. There is only one person who can help you, who can guide you in clearing this course. You want to know who is that person? The person is you and only you. And there is also a formula for turning your dreams into reality. That formula is goals plus commitment equal to dreams come true. Whenever you wake up in the morning, just see in the mirror and say, I am a chartered accountant. I will become a chartered accountant. Because along with the hard work you are doing, you will do in these 6 to 7 months, these positive affirmations by saying, I am a chartered accountant, create a significant impact on your body as well as on your mind. You have heard from many students that entry is easy in this course, but exit is tough. This statement is not true. But yes, as the level of your examination increases from foundation to intermediate, and then to final, your level of examination will increase, definitely increase. We will suggest you at this time to focus only at the foundation level, because CA course is like a ladder, and we are suggesting you to take one step at one point. Don't look at the top of the ladder. You will surely reach at the top slowly and gradually with focus and dedication. So remember, there are no shortcuts to any place worth going. Nisha, you want to add something?
Yes, first of all, a very good afternoon to all
Yes.
my dear students, and a very warm welcome to you all in this live learning classes. Yes, my friend, first at the outset, I would like to have an opportunity on congratulating to one and all the students who are available over here for making a good and a very nice decision of becoming a chartered accountants. In fact, the thing is that at the CA course, whatever you have adopted for, you'll be finding that there is a different levels containing the contents as a subject and developing an ability to increase your learning skills while including the law at the various levels of the chartered accountancy course. So this is why we have included the law particularly at this level, is that, my dear friend, law is basically the code of conduct that regulates the human behavior. And since every individual is different in itself, so definitely there requires some force, or you can say some kind of a sanction or some kind of a external, you can say, manifestation, which may regulate the conduct of the human within that environment, so that you can move in a proper or a right direction. Otherwise, what will happen if law is not there? You'll be just like an unruling horse. Everywhere there will be heavy, everywhere there will be a threat, everywhere there will be a fighting, robbery, and many more types of the crimes. So in order to control all the outside factors in the society and to lead towards the peace in a society, we require a regulating, a statute to control the conduct of the human behavior. And this is why law is very important. And at the foundation level, we have included the business law. As the name reveals, business law means the law regulating the transactions related to the business. Since at the foundation level, the name reveals business laws. So we are not considering just the one single law over here. We are considering 5 important acts which are regulating the business. So if you see, basically the business laws means regulating the business transactions, means the trades, the occupation, the profession. These are all laws which are regulating these transactions, but differing upon the nature of the act, they have been classified or categorized under the different statutes. So you can find out these are all the syllabus we are containing with the 5 important statutes. Okay, the Indian Contract Act 1872, the Sales of Goods Act 1930, the Partnership Act 1932, LLP, yes, the Limited Liability Partnership Act, and the Companies Act 2019. You know, Megha, if just a student gives a first glance to this act, they get fear. Oh my God, what are all these things? So heavy and bulky names. But dear friends, don't be afraid of. This is the initially or at the starting, whenever we see the name, we get fear of. But I'm telling you, this is not a strange subject to you, my dear friends, because there are many acts, there are many incidents, or you can say activities that you are entering in day-to-day your life, in your ordinary course of transactions that you do on day-to-day basis. Suppose if you want to purchase a book from the bookstore or a toothpaste from the departmental store, or simply going to a bank and have opening of a bank account, or simply by going to the doctor for availing of any kind of the services related to your denture problems and all these things. So you are entering into a legal relations, or you are entering into a kind of an agreement. But have you ever thought that during these transactions you have entered into a legal obligation? I suppose no, nobody have thought of so. But yes, it happens only when you want to, if something happens wrong and you want to get some sort of remedies, at that time, you go into the law for just seeking out what are remedies prescribed under the law. So at that time, you come to know that inadvertently, you have entered into a legal relation. You've entered into an agreement. And when the parties are binding towards each other, and how does the rights and duties is created against each other, against the one and the other parties. So this is how you can say by simple transactions, you enter into a sort of a legal obligations. So this is about the law. So don't be fear of. I can understand to many students, it's a new subject basically, yes, because in the board level, of course, they have not said it.
11th and 12th, they have not read.
This subject was not there. And also this subject is a little bit different from the other subjects also. Take a time and settle yourself, and you'll be finding that, yes, the subject is very interesting. Once the technical session will be started, my dear friends, you will be finding that these subjects are really very, very interesting. And please come with the preparation beforehand so that you can get the proper guidance and you can sort out all your queries during the session itself. So it's my request, dear students, please come beforehand with your queries and beforehand go through the chapters to have the thorough understanding of the chapters. So first, let's talk about the Indian Contract Act. I'm just briefing you. I'm not going to tell you much about it because in the technical sessions of each and every topic, everything will be dealt in detail. So if you see the Indian Contract Act, as the name reveals, the law of contracts. Okay. So if you see the law of contract, initially the Indian Contract Act, which was enacted, it inter alia, among with other topics, it contained the Sales of Goods Act, it contained the indemnity, guarantee, agency, partnership. But afterwards, it felt and realized there are many robust issues are there. So that is why they have segregated the Indian Partnership Act and the Sales of Goods Act from the Indian Contract Act. They have separated and enacted into a separate new statute. So now you are left with only the Indian Contract Act containing 2 types of the contracts. One is the general contracts. which is being contained from section 1 to section 75 of the Indian Contract Act. And other one is special contract, which is containing indemnity, guarantee, bailment, pledge, agency. But at the foundational level, we are going to restrict only to the general parts of the contract, right? So kindly take a heed of point that you have to read only from section 1 to section 75 of the Indian Contract Act. But yes, you require to have only just the general understanding of the concept. I'm telling you, just focus on the objective of the paper. With what intent that this paper has been included and up to what level you have to read and understand the subject. So at the foundation level, you just require to have the conceptual understanding. Please mark my words, only the conceptual understanding, and it doesn't require too much go into the depth. It is being ordered. You just need to have the conceptual understanding with an intent to solve simple application oriented based problems. That's it. And for this, you haven't provided an ample sources. So please go and repeatedly practice for all these problems, the simple application based problems, so that you can have a thorough understanding of the subject. And by repeated practice of the same, you will have a good grasp, you will have a good understanding, you will have a good conceptual knowledge of the subject. And this is what we are expecting, because this is the base. You can say this is the premise, a base, a matter of fact for all kind of the business laws. For every kind of the business, you need to have the knowledge of these basics laws. And this is very important. Then moving to the Sales of Goods Act 1930. This again, so earlier it was in the main act, the Indian Contract Act, but later on, considering the various gamut issues in this act, it was separately enacted under the Sales of Goods Act 1930 on 1st of July 1930. Now, what happened in this? There were certain issues related to the transfer of ownership. This was the prime issue, because this decides the risk lying with which of the party, whether with the buyer or whether with the seller. So to know that when did the transfer of ownership takes place. So this was the main issue lying in this Sales of Goods Act. It was taken into consideration. Then further with respect to the condition and warranties, which are the stipulation for the subject matter of the contract that is related to the goods. And then moving to the how the performance of the Sales of Goods Act, the contract takes place. And with respect to unpaid seller, its rights and duties. So that is why, considering these important aspects to be covered under the Act, the Act was removed from the Indian Contract Act from the old legislation and was made and separated into a separate statute. Moving to the third one is the Indian Partnership Act. Again, originally in the Indian Contract Act, but later it was segregated and enacted as a separate act. Okay, on 1st of October 1932. Okay, see, its old provisions were similar as is there in the Indian Partnership Act. However, certain, you can say, difficulties orders were issued to be in conformity with the working of the businesses, the management. So this act was enforced. So it mainly focused on what important aspect? It focused on the, you can say, about the admission of the partners, or about outgoing of the partners with respect to insolvency state of the partners, as well as there's the death of any of the partners. Then what will happen? That has been provided special focus under the Indian Partnership Act. Besides that, about, you can say, registration and what will be the consequences of non-registration, what are the rights and duties of the partners, plus dissolution aspect and the proceeds of assets, finalization of the asset whenever dissolutions take place. So considering this, this act has been separately enacted. Moving to the next fourth type of the business related act is the LLP. Yes, LLP, if you see, there are various forms of the organization, whether it may be a sole proprietorship or it may be a partnership or a company. So there was felt a need of having an alternative and hybrid form of the business containing the features of the Partnership and the Companies Act. This was felt need because of the economic development of the country. So it was decided to develop such an alternative and hybrid breed of the business. And for the first time, this concept was found under the limited liability partnership prevalent in the UK. And considering the need of the day, our parliament, our government have passed limited liability bill in 2006 and the Act in 2008. And since from that time, the LLP has become, you can say, a significant, you can say, a vehicle for the small entrepreneurships as well as for investment of the, you can say, the capitalist, venture capitalist. So in this way, the LLP has its own importance. In today's scenario specific, you'll be seeing that it is containing the features of the classical partnership as well as whatever the leverage or whatever the benefits of the Companies Act are there, that is being hybrided and it has come into the form of a Limited Liability Partnership Act. Moving to the fifth Act is the Companies Act 2013. This is one of the most important law in your syllabus. You must be seeing that this Companies Act is not only covered at the foundation level, but even at the intermediate and the final level. But yes, their coverage is different at all the three levels. So this Companies Act 2013 was enforced and enacted and received the assent of the President on 29th of August 2013. And it has replaced the Companies Act 1956, which was 57-year-old legislation. Just see why there was a need of replacing such an old legislation. Because there was a change in the economy of our country as well as national and international scenario. And to meet that, there was a legal reform. This was the legal, you can say the most, you can say greatest reform in the legal world of this Companies Act 2013. So that the Indian company law can be in tune with the global standards. And so the Companies Act is forming the part of the syllabus. So I suppose you all have understood the basics, because this is something which is not given in the Act. This is something, the additional knowledge that we have imparted to you students for your better understanding and having the background with what intent the law has been included.
You have seen that what are the syllabus, what are the major acts we are covering in our syllabus. Now we will move that what are the various publications that you students from where you have to study and what are the various publications of the institute available on the website. The first and very important foremost publication of the institute for foundation and intermediate final is the study material. And for paper 2A for business laws, your relevant edition is September 2021. So you can show it, Nisha, that this is your, we are having this study material of business 2A. We are having some queries also. That is the study material sufficient? Yes, dear students, at the foundation level, the institute's publication is sufficient for you, because in this study material, we have given you proper, for this paper I'm talking, in this paper, we have given the analysis of every section. In the lucid form, in the short form, we have presented our sections, our provisions in the diametric form. Various flowcharts have been provided into the study material, and this study material contains around 600 to 700 examples. So at the next first you are referring the provision, then in the below there is a 2 or 3 examples for every provision. So this study material is thorough for your examination, and this study material is amended up to I think 30th April 2021. So later on, whatever amendments are there, the major amendments are in LLP, and there are some amendments in Companies Act. We will talk it later on. So for amendment parts, you have to refer the revisionary test paper, RTP, which we will be hosted very soon for December 2023 examinations. So first thing, you have to refer the study material. The concepts are given in the lucid format, in the very simple language. Examples are given, diagrams are presented, and at the end of every chapter, if you see, there is a MCQs, plenty number of MCQs, and many questions, descriptive questions are provided at the end of the chapter. So these all types of questions are important for your examination point of view. For MCQs, yes, this is the paper which is descriptive paper. No MCQs will be asked for your examination. Direct and application oriented questions will be covered in your examination. We will guide you later on that what are direct question and what are application oriented questions. but there will be no MCQs for paper 1 and paper 2. So, but the MCQs are covered. Why the MCQs are covered? For your conceptual clarity. As and many you read the MCQs, your concepts will be clear and the provisions will be retained in your mind that yes, this provision talks about, this section talks about this provision and what will be the answer. So MCQs are only for your conceptual clarity. They will not be asked in the examination. But descriptive questions are provided at the end. You have to go through them also. Because many questions recently, if you see in the December 22 examination, June 2023 examination is going to held on 24th. So if you see the 2022 examinations, you will see that some questions have come from the study material. So don't skip the study material as well as the test your knowledge questions given at the end of every chapter.
Yes. In fact, I can add on few points.
Yes.
Yes, as Megha said, that someone may be reading through and understanding the concept through the way of the example and illustrations. But also by solving the problem-based questions as well as solutions given at the end of your chapter repeatedly will give you the clarity of the concept. So do make a habit of, after completing the chapter, each and every chapter, you just practice the questions given at the end of the chapter. So this will make you also to know how much you are able to understand the chapter. So somewhere if you find the doubt or it's not clear, again read that concept again from the study mat and then again go back to that particular question and then solve it. So this will bring the clarity, and in exams also the similar nature of the questions are being tested somewhere based on the examples as said by Megha.
Yes.
And sometimes the examples or the questions are itself picked from the back of the study. So that will be giving you a lot of, a good scoring package of good scoring impact. So please go with the study material. This is a request from your students, and definitely you will say ki, yes, ma'am has guided it correctly, because this is ultimately the Bible, you can say. Coverage is being defined, questions are being given, examples are given, diagrams are given, in whatever way you can best understand. In that way, it has been tried to develop your study material.
Yes, and from 14th, our technical session start, and you are having the schedule, complete schedule for June, that whatever unit, this Nisha ma'am has stated, the Indian Contract Act, there are 6 units covered in your study material. So on 14 June, you have to read the unit 1 of the Indian Contract Act from the study material, because there will be only one lecture of first unit. So kindly go through the unit 1 of this study material before going for the class.
Yes, because the unit 1 contains important concepts. It contains the important definitions. Unless and until you don't understand the definition, the key terms, the key aspects will not be able to have the clarity. And definitely you will be in a state of dilemma and confusion. If you see in the study material, your unit 1 talks about what is contract. This is the basic thing about the Contract Act. So you require to have understanding of what does contract mean, because a question is asked sometimes to explain the statement that all contracts are agreements, but all agreements are not contracts. This you will be able to understand only when you have the clarity of what is the difference between an agreement and what is the difference between the contract. So please read this chapter properly, and then only attempt this. Yes, then only sit in this class. And in case of any query or in case of any issue, wherever you have a doubt, you can have at once the sort out of your problems. And one more important topic is then the unit 1, that is related to the communication of offer and acceptance. On this topic, although the questions is being asked and the student is being generally tested in the examination, and many students have doubt in the understanding of this particular concept. So I request, read all these things before coming to the class.
Yes, we have seen that study material is the Bible. Now moving to second publication is your revisionary test paper, RTP. What is this RTP? I think these foundation students are not aware of this RTP. RTP is divided into 2 parts. It will be hosted, I think, in August or September for December 23 examination. In RTP, we are giving, first part, we are giving the amendments applicable for paper 2A, and which amendments which will be which will be released up to 30th April 2023. Because for December 23, the cutoff date will be 30th April 2023. So all the amendments which are not covered in your September 21 edition, which it will be covered in your revisionary test paper. And part B, what does part B contain? Part B, there are 20 to 25 questions along with the detailed answers for your practice. So if you see the website, we will go on later on that we will show you the website also. So if you see that there are 4 to 5 last attempts RTPs available, so kindly go through all these RTPs. But this RTP you have to refer only after completion of this study material, because this revisionary test paper contains mixed type of questions, Indian Contract Act, sales, and wherever, all these acts. But once you will finish, you have to finish the study material, then only then you have to read the revisionary test paper, because after doing this revisionary test paper, you can practice from there. So 4 to 5 attempts RTP is available, and for December 23, it will be uploaded by August or September, as the case may be. Now, moving to third publication, what is this mock test paper? Mock test paper will be released, I think, in October and November. There will be two series of mock test paper. What are mock test papers? Mock test paper are the question papers set by Board of Studies, which in the same format, the paper pattern which you will receive in your December 23 examination, the same format, in the same format, BOS will prepare similar type of questions, and answers will be uploaded after 2 days of uploading the questions. So once your question study material is complete, your 4 to 5 attempts of RTP is complete, then you can see the mock test paper. You can go to the branches also for giving the examinations, for giving this mock test paper under examination conditions. 3 hours will be provided for you for section A and section B. Or in spite of going to the branches, it's up to you. You can upload it from the BOS website. You can upload it and you can attempt it at home, but it should be attempted under examination conditions only. Examination condition means only within the period of 3 hours. Okay, so when you practice, when you write these type of question papers, it will make a good impression. It will make a good presentation of answers. Your answers will be better presented. So 2 sets of mock test papers, MTP, will be released in October and November. You can upload it or you can attempt it. So same type of KNC and descriptive questions and examination conditions, you can attempt it. And you can compare your answers with the BOS answers, suggested answers, after 2 days. So you can compare and you can draw that, yes, in this chapter, I am not properly guided. My concepts are not clear. So you can compare your answers with the BOS answers. After going through mock test paper, this suggested answers you can do simultaneously after study material only. What are the suggested answers? The suggested answers are your previous question papers along with answers. Okay, so if this suggested answers we will see in the website, that June 23 examination is not held. So you will see the December 22 examination, June 22 examination, and 4 to 5 previous year examination. So if you refer these suggested answers, 4 to 5 attempts will be available, and you have to refer these 4 to 5 attempts, because when you see the question, so you will get an idea that what type of questions are covered in your examination. And if you will see the answer, so you can see that how the answers are presented in the examination. So as and more you read the suggested answers, as and many you read the RTPs, mock test paper, you will get an idea that how the answers you are going to present in your examinations, and how you can fetch, how you can get good marks, how you can a distinction in foundation. In every paper, you will get a distinction only if you have read all these publications, not only for paper 2, it is for paper, all the 4 papers.
In fact, what I feel like that students must have become tensed looking at so many things to read and study.
Gradually you have to see, no?
But dear students, you does not require to get tensed at all. But I'm assuring you, in fact, the CA exam is not that difficult. only you need to know your, what are your, better yourself. What is your strength? What is your weakness? What all opportunities is available with you, and what are the threats that you should avoid? Sometimes you can compensate your strength with your weakness, something you are weak in. So you can, with your strength, cover up your weakness. And various opportunities through the way of the various initiatives taken by the BUS at your doorstep, you should avail it, whether it may be of the study material, whether it may be of the revisionary test paper, then series of mock test papers, suggested answers. These are all aids to the notes that you can refer, and that is available for you students. Plus, last but not the least, yes, this live learning classes, this is an icing on the cake. This will be helping you a lot, just like the classroom teaching. So you can avail all these facilities and opportunities. And when I talk about the threats, then please avoid social media and such types of group or circles who just kill your time, just who waste your time. Avoid that kind of circle or the group. So you need to analyze yourself. You need to understand, and you have to do your SWOT analysis, how you can improve yourself. This is very much required. With every information, well-desired curriculum, with this skill-wise grid and this weightage assigned to each and every chapter and contents in the blueprints, everything is at your step, and everything you can refer, and you can go ahead with your preparation. And this will really make your journey to cover this, your preparation and this planning. You can go with your early planning and preparation for the examination and move forward with an ease. So we would like to move forward, and please don't be scared of looking all this. This is just for your guidance and the reference. Still, you have got that much sufficient time. It is only the thing how you utilize the time. And time management plays a very crucial and effective role in the life of the chartered accountancy course to achieve the success. And it will never come back again. So plan your time accordingly, how you can go and complete your course and everything desired in tune with the examination requirement, so that you can score well.
Yes, study material along with RTP. We have explained you that for your edition for December 23 examination, your September 21 edition is relevant along with RTP. I have already conveyed you. So I think we can move forward.
Yeah.
Yes. Resources. What are the resources? I have explained that what are the resources. Now we will show the demo of ICI.org. Yes. The students portal page, we have to click student portal page on BUS knowledge portal. Click here. Yes. If you're not having the hard copy of the study material, you can click here, study material, foundation, and paper 2A, you have to click, then section A. So your study material of this September 21 is available, and at the below you will see that Hindi medium study material is also available. If the students are giving, अगर कोई बच्चा हिंदी में दे रहा है, पेपर देना चाहता है, तो वो हिंदी में भी अवेलेबल है. तो आप यहाँ से इसको, ये बिल्कुल अपडेटेड है आपका हिंदी वाला मटेरियल भी, तो you can read it from Hindi material also.
Yes, Hindi medium अपने वाले को ही ना समझे. I can make it out. Someone is saying from where we could get the Hindi classes and material and all these things. So yes, it is available for your steps.
काफी बच्चे भी students are requesting कि हिंदी में बोलो, हिंदी में बोलो. We will try to convert it in Hindi also. Yes. But I think we are using the general English, not technical English. So, okay, we will
try. Yeah,
yes, sure. Then if we come to the portal again, ICF US, back. Okay. Then we will see that revisionary test paper. At the foundation level, you will see that paper 2, descriptive paper, there are 5 MTPs, 5 RTPs are available. And once in August and September for December 23 examinations, RTP will also be available. So you can see that in it, the first part contains the amendments, and in the second part, you can see that there are some questions along with the answers.
These are all the amendments, and please don't get scared, because we have given the old law and as well as the new amended law for your convenience, so that you can easily make out what is the updated version of the law.
You can see that question and answer. First, we have given the around 20 or 19 questions we are available. It's available. 20 questions are available. And after that, after completion of questions, the detailed answers are available. So as many, don't scare from that 4 to 5 RTPs I have to refer. No, it's not compulsory. It is only for your practice. Once you go through the study material, whenever you are seeing this RTP, NTP suggested, so you will be happy that yes, all the questions I knew, all the questions I can do under the examination. So it will not take much time. Okay, these are only for practice purpose. So don't get scared.
Yes, the conceptual clarity is equal. If you have the understanding of the subject in a very well mannered, you will be easily able to solve all these questions.
And you will get the confidence also. Yes, I can do these questions.
So repeated practice definitely will bring more and more hold on the subject.
Yes. So if we this RTP we have seen, then RTP के बाद हम देख सकते हैं suggested answers. Suggested answers मैंने आपको बताया previous question papers along with your answers. So if you see that Hindi medium, latest is Hindi medium is also available. So this November 22, May 22, December 21, July 21, 4 to 5 attempts are given. And May 21 जून के बाद, June 23 के बाद जो पेपर आएगा उसका भी suggested answer upload हो जाएगा. So you can see that 4 to 5 attempts are given. So it will also create around in one question paper, there are around 15 questions. 15. So if you see that 4 attempts suggested answer are given, so you are having the question bank of 60 to 70 questions from suggested answer only. Many questions are repeating also. Maybe I cannot say that all the questions are new, but many questions are repeating, but different type of questions are there. और क्या पता कुछ question इसमें से maybe some question came from these examination.
कई बार कुछ concepts ऐसे होते हैं, they are being tested from a different manner. Though the crux lying in the same thing, but being tested from different angle and is being asked in the examination. So you need to have understanding of the legal provision. And please make it a point that you have a thorough understanding of that legal provision, because they may be tested in the different manner, as already I said. Sometimes it may be asked from the point of view of minor's liability, how minors is liable in making of a contract or not. Or sometimes it may be tested from the quasi-contract of point of view. When does a minor stand, personally liable, or whether when does his property is liable for the claim by the lender or the borrower who has given the help, any kind of provided the necessaries to the minor. So it depends with what angle the question has been asked. So you need to have the understanding, and sometimes one provision is interrelated to another Okay. Yes, students, sorry, there were some technical glitches and we are really very sorry for it, but welcome back.
Yes.
So we were up on the resources of the BUS. We has already showed you many important facilities or the initiatives that has been taken by the BUS is available on your BUS knowledge portal. Simply by logging at the student section on the ICI homepage, you will be going to the BUS knowledge portal, and from there you'll be finding the different tabs for your requirement under the different subject headings. So already told you and explained you everything for Hindi medium student. Also, we have shown from where you can get the Hindi medium related publications from there.
Yes.
So even
Yes,
we are seeing that many students are saying that we are not audible, our net is not working.
Are we audible right now, dear students? Please write something.
Yes, because we are receiving yes, okay. And yes, okay. Thanks, students.
Okay.
Thanks for confirmation.
Yes. Now moving forward, that resources of BOS, there are some resources like along with the ICI.org, there is a BOS mobile app also, from where you can see the live lectures also. You have to log in into that, and you can see if by chance you are not able to log in at 2 to 4 for business laws, so you can see the recorded lectures, and many students are sending that notes from where we get the notes. The faculties will upload the notes also for your examinations, and they will also upload some MCQs so that you can check the concept that yes, आपको वो concept आ गया है नहीं आ गया, तो वो भी आप उसमें से check कर सकते हो. तो BOS mobile app is also a must along with the ICI.org. So आप BOS mobile app पे login कीजिए, आप अपना recorded lectures भी देख सकते हो, आप notes भी देख सकते हो, and you can see the MCQs also.
Yes.
Okay.
Even आपकी live classes तो चल ही रही हैं, जैसा आपको बता दिया गया. अब start होने वाली है technical session, so you be just
upload it, download it, and log in with your credentials.
Yes.
Then moving forward, relevant amendments. Relevant amendments, it will be uploaded for December 23. But if you want to see later, this time also, you can refer the June 23 examination RTP also, because more or less the same RTP, same amendments will be applied for you. The major amendments we have for this paper is on your Limited Liability Partnership Act, which came in 2021. So many sections, not many, I think 8 to 10 sections may there are changed, and which sections are covered in a study material. We have prepared a tabular format that what new law states and what were the earlier law. So आप उसको आपके जो स्टडी मटेरियल में है LLP के ऊपर योर अर्लियर लॉ इज कवर्ड, तो आप उसमें से देख सकते हो कि आपका पहले वाला प्रोविजन क्या था और अब नया प्रोविजन क्या कहता है. यू कैन सी फ्रॉम देयर व्हाट न्यू प्रोविजन सेज. कई बारी बच्चे कहते हैं कि क्या मैम हमें अमेंडमेंट्स ना पढ़े. नो, ये आपको अमेंडमेंट्स पढ़नी ही पढ़नी है, क्योंकि LLP, द एंटायर अमेंडमेंट्स आर ऑन LLP, एंड LLP के ऊपर देयर इज अ क्वेश्चन ऑफ 5 मार्क्स. सो मे बी द क्वेश्चन कम फ्रॉम अमेंडमेंट्स. सो फॉर 5 मार्क्स आपको ये अमेंडमेंट्स पढ़ना ही पड़ेगा. 60 मार्क्स में से 5 मार्क्स है वेरी क्रूशियल. सो डोंट स्किप द अमेंडमेंट्स. और वैसे भी हमारे CA के बच्चों को अमेंडमेंट्स तो पढ़नी ही पढ़नी है. अभी आप फाउंडेशन में डर जाओगी, तो इंटर एंड फाइनल में तो क्या कहते हैं निशा, अतः सागर है हमारी अमेंडमेंट्स का, ओशन है ओशन.
क्योंकि वहां पे जो भी लॉज हमारे हैं,
whether it is tax,
there are lot of amendments on day-to-day basis, so there you need to be equipped with these amendments on the regular basis.
Yes.
So don't be scared of this. Is just a drop in the ocean
and a beginning.
Yes, a beginning. Okay, and as First said, apart from the LLP, there is an amendment in the Companies Act also.
Yes.
That too in the
small
company, and that is a very important definition, my dear students. And many questions at many times the examination has been tested on this particular concept. So you need to have just understanding that in the small company there are two major requirements. One is with respect to the paid up capital, other is with respect to the turnover. So their limit is specified that it should not be exceeding that limit. There's a word used over there, an adjunction, a conjunction you can say, that is and, between the paid up capital requirement and between the turnover requirement. So that means you need to have the compliance of both the conditions. If any of the conditions not meet up, then that company cannot be categorized as a small company.
Yes.
So in order to be a small company, it needs to be fulfilled both the requirements of section 2 subsection 85 of the Companies Act. This is what I have briefed you. Kindly read the amendment to have the understanding of the legal provision.
many students have written that yes, we are live. Some students are saying that notes will be available. Yes, dear student, the notes will be available on the BOS mobile app. And a Telegram group, we are not aware of the Telegram group for paper 2. So kindly excuse us. And teach on how to and present the answers. We are coming on these slides.
Yes.
अब जनरली बहुत लेट स्टार्ट कर रही हूँ, बहुत लेट स्टार्ट कर रही हूँ डियर स्टूडेंट, तो आप इसका रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर देख सकते हैं.
Yes, this is available at any time, anywhere, at whatever time you just wish at your convenience, you can watch these lectures. Yes. Don't worry about it. अब आता है कि हमें कैसे प्लान करना है, कैसे प्रिपरेशन करनी है. तो एज ऑलरेडी सेड, टेंशन तो बहुत होती है ये सब देख के, हो सो मेनी थिंग्स टू स्टडी एंड सो मेनी थिंग्स टू रेफर, बट आई टोल्ड यू इट इज पॉसिबल. आई एम टेलिंग यू एंड आई एम एश्योरिंग यू, इफ यू हैव एन अर्ली प्लानिंग एंड प्रिपरेशन. याद रखिए, टाइमली. अगर आप कोई काम टाइम पे स्टार्ट करते हैं तो वो चीज आपकी इजीली और कन्वीनियंटली और बेहतर तरीके से होती है. सो द टाइम मैनेजमेंट प्लेज अ important role in this aspect. So how you need to plan and prepare. So first thing is that you need to have a thorough reading of your study material, because as already said that अगर आप किसी और बुक को रेफर करते हैं, if you refer some sort of other books or the reference material available in the market, so somewhere in order to bring something different from the study material, they give the extra information also. So what happens in order to gather that extra information? Sometimes it happens that at this level, you may get diverted from the main content of your syllabus. So what is the scope? The limited scope is defined under your study material. So it's requested to refer the institute module, because we have confined the coverage up to what extent you need to have the understanding of the subject. Basically, जो problem होती है students के साथ, it happens it doesn't know what to study and how to study. और तीसरी चीज होती है कितना पढ़ना है, how much to study. So ये जो तीन सूत्रों को अगर किसी ने, if anybody had sorted out these three formulas of how, what and how much, then definitely आपके माइंड में क्लैरिटी हो जाएगी, मुझे कितना पढ़ना है. Otherwise you will keep on reading and you'll be little bit, you'll be confused that way, because at this point in time, just simple understanding of the legal provision is required. So read the study material thoroughly, okay? And after completing each and every chapter, as already we said earlier also, practice. Practice the questions given at the end of each chapter. आप पढ़ोगे तो आप अपने आप को assess कर पाओगे कि whether you are able to understand that subchapter or not. So please go with the practicing questions. Then if you are going to practice questions, and after that you are going to solve the NTP, RTP, series of NTPs are there for you students. And I'm telling you, if you are going through series of NTPs, so you will be knowing yourself कि आपने पहले वाले पेपर से सेकंड सीरीज में कितना इंप्रूवमेंट किया. और ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. सेल्फ एनालिसिस, सेल्फ इंट्रोस्पेक्शन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, ताकि आप अपने आप को उसी तरह से ऑर्गेनाइज कर पाए फॉर सेल्फ स्टडी एंड सेल्फ प्रैक्टिस. सो व्हेन यू प्रैक्टिस मोर एंड फ्रॉम द डिफरेंट सोर्सेज दैट आर अवेलेबल for you students, definitely you have a good grasp of the concept of the provision, because every time you are reading, every time you are revising, and every time you are revising, every time you are having the grasp, and every time you are having the grasp, every time you are having the confidence in your subject. And this is the requirement of this particular course and before appearing in the examination. The next important thing, solve each and every question. Already said you, even aapke illustrations, aapke examples, they are very relevant and important. In fact, जो आपके कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट है, सेल्स ऑफ गुड्स है, मेनी टाइम्स ये सब चीजें ऐसी भी हैं जो आपके केस लॉज पे निर्धारित लॉज हैं. समटाइम्स दे आर नॉट बीइंग लेट डाउन, बट ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द केस लॉज दे हैव कम इनटू एन एनफोर्समेंट एज एन एक्ट. आपने जुडिशियल प्रेसिडेंट का नाम सुना होगा, आपने जजमेंट लॉ का नाम सुना होगा, जजमेंट डिसीजंस का नाम सुना होगा. दीज आर द जुडिशियल प्रेसिडेंट्स. इसमें दो तरह के लॉज होते हैं, दो तरह के होते हैं. एक होता है आपका डिक्लेरेटरी. डिक्लेरेटरी वो होता है जिसमें फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम एनी जजमेंट इज गिवन, दैट इज द डिक्लेरेटरी लॉ. And the second one is persuasive law, in which what happens that whatever decision has been given the higher courts, it becomes an obligation on the subordinate courts to follow. It becomes a law. For example, if any decision is given by the Supreme Court, then definitely it becomes a law, or it becomes an obligation on the higher courts to follow their decision. And similarly, whatever the decision is given by the higher courts, it becomes an obligatory on the lower subordinate courts. तो एक तरह से जुडिशियल प्रेसिडेंट आपके लॉ बन जाते हैं. एंड दीज बिजनेस लॉज आर बेसिकली बेस्ड ऑन these judicial precedents based on the customs जो बहुत सामने से use हो रहा है and it has been turned out to be a law which are certain and definite और आज भी it is being used in a practice तो आपका वो custom भी law बन जाता है. Even आपके जो legislatures या जो parliament है जो competent authority वो pass कर रहे हैं that is a law. So these laws are a compilation of all these things that has come out in front of you. तो please इनको पढ़िएगा, समझिएगा अच्छे से, so that you are able to understand each and everything given in the study material, and that will be helping you from the examination point of view, right? And then making notes. ये सबसे बड़ी requirement है. सब कुछ पढ़ लिया, कर लिया आपने. Now what the next? अगर you are not marking or coming up with the important points or the notes in a clear and precise manner, तो लास्ट मोमेंट में फिर आप हो जाएंगे puzzled कि मैं क्या क्या पढ़ूं, because you will be having a shortage of time at that moment during the examination days, and you will be in a great state of dilemma and confusion. Oh, how much to study, what to study, abhi ye bhi chhut gaya, this is also being left, how I'm going to cover it up. So it happens because of this natural human tendency. How you can overcome? Very simple. Banaiye notes. Whenever you are reading and studying, at that time prepare the notes either in the form of a bullet or in the form of a table or either in the form of some flowchart diagrams, in whatever technique you can adopt, in whatever style you can adopt, because everyone has own style of approaching the subject. So you can develop that thing and you can move ahead, and these notes will help you to revise quickly before examination. Yes. और आपको confidence भी आएगा, and at that time you'll be able to recall the important aspect of the legal provision, and this is being required because in examination you doesn't require to write each and everything of the legal provision as it is. You require to lay down only the important aspect of the legal provisions, that is the elements, only the key elements is to be given, and then linking your that key elements with the requirement of the question and concluding your answer. That's it, to the point, brief. Okay, and in commensuration with the marks, your answer should be justified. Then refer study guidelines. My dear friends, this is a new terminology. You must not have heard about this thing. Actually, study guidelines are these are certain, you can say, announcement or a pronouncements type of a thing where we come across with certain types of the topics which are being excluded out of the scope of coverage of syllabus. That means it is being a part of the study material, but due to certain reasons, one or the other, it is being decided to exclude that topic from the scope of coverage from the examination point of view. That means that topic is not applicable for the said examination. But since as of now, there is no such topic that has been excluded, your study material already, whatever is given, it is to that extent, it is applicable. So this point as of now is not relevant, but it is given for your information and knowledge. Yes. If suppose in future, it comes out in that way through the study guidelines, some topic is being excluded, then you will be very well conversant with this particular concept or this part of the announcement or the public notification. Then moving to the next thing is refer skill-wise and section-wise weightage. This is very important. Just skill-wise or section-wise weightage दिया गया है, it is the grid specification of the knowledge of the subject. It is providing you not only section-wise weightage allotted to each and every section containing different topics of the syllabus, but also it has been providing the skill-wise weightage. Skill-wise means the testing of knowledge. आपको तो किस skill से पढ़ना है, किस knowledge से पढ़ना है, so you will be finding basically there are two types of the skill requirements. Yes. One is the application and analysis based, and second one is the knowledge and comprehension based. क्या है ये? बच्चों को क्या पता कि ये जो taxonomy है, what does it mean? So yes, application and analysis. देखने में अजीब सा बड़ा भारी भरकम शब्द है, but yes, you need not to be frightened of these terminologies. Application means law को apply करना. आपने कुछ पढ़ा, you have read something, and now you need to apply that law within the provided circumstances or the situation. So this is the application of the law, right? And analysis means you need to analyze any given situation, okay? And then you will be applying the law in that situation and analyzing and how the thing or situation will be molded in line with the legal provision. But that is the analysis. You analyze something, some situation is given, some statement is given. Now you have to analyze that situation with whatever the requirements is given in the legal provision, and then giving your own conclusion with proper justification. So this is the analysis. Now moving to the next part is the knowledge and comprehension. नाम ही सिंपल है, यही समझ में आया है, अब आप बोलोगे ये, तो भाई यस, नॉलेज मीन्स सिंपली हैविंग द नॉलेज ऑफ द सब्जेक्ट. जैसे to define any terminology, what is contract, what is agreement, what is consideration, this is simply the knowledge कि आपको क्या पता है, consideration क्या होता है, simply the provision testing. yes yes. और comprehension में भी यही होता है कि थोड़ा और उसका deep और या उसका और detailed version आपको उसके detailed knowledge, that is the comprehension. So these two are the nature of the questions or the skills requirement on the basis of which you students are being tested at the foundation level. Now the next important thing is about the section wise weightage. अब ये भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है,
इम्पोर्टेंट एंड कंफ्यूजिंग कह सकते हो आप लोग अभी थोड़ा सा, बट मैडम आपको समझाएंगे कि हाउ टू इंटरप्रेट इट.
यस, और ये भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. मैंने आपको पहले भी बोला है कि आपको बहुत ही मतलब कहना चाहिए स्ट्रक्चर्ड आपको सीए क्यूरिकुलम मिला हुआ है, बहुत ही वेल स्ट्रक्चर्ड. इनफैक्ट यू कैन से यू आर हैविंग एवरीथिंग विद यू. आपका क्या क्यूरिकुलम है, आपका क्या कोर्स कंटेंट है, क्या सिलेबस है, क्या स्पेसिफिक स्किल वाइज और नॉलेज वाइज ग्रिड है.
यस, आप भी लिमिट से बाहर नहीं जा सकते और जो पेपर सेट करेगा वो भी उसके बियॉन्ड नहीं जा सकता. ये सब पेपर सेटर के साथ भी शेयर होता है कि किस चीज के लिए कौन सा पेपर, कौन सा क्वेश्चन किस चैप्टर में से और कौन से स्किल पे बनेगा. तो ये सब चीजें आपकी एक बाउंड्रीज आर सेट, डिफरेंट बाउंड्रीज. तो ना तो यू कैन एक्सीड द बाउंड्रीज, नाइदर द पेपर सेटर.
यस, तो आप यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं, चूंकि हमारा जो पेपर होता है इट इज ऑफ 60 मार्क्स, राइट? एंड यू मस्ट बी सीइंग दैट अकॉर्डिंगली we have defined the percentage of that is being asked from these particular sections. If you are seeing the section is comprising of 5 sections. Yes, one topic. मतलब each 5 sections are containing one each topic, since you are having only the 5 topics in the syllabus. So you'll be finding that the first section is comprising of the Indian Contract Act, and you are finding that the total percentage of paper out of 60 marks will be asked of 25% to 35% of the 60 marks, right? If you will take that choice, then you can make it a 72, right, Mika?
Yes.
And in case of the level testing is there, the yes, knowledge and comprehension from this section will be of 50 to 60%, and application and analysis will be of 35 to 50%. That means the problem application based questions will be asked from this topic of 35 to 50%. This is analysis and application based. And as far as direct nature of question is being concerned, then it will be asked of 50 to 65% from this Indian Contract Act. So you'll be seeing it is total will be of 25 to 35% of 60 marks.
So 60 का अगर हम 25 निकालते हैं तो around 15 to 25 marks तक का आपका, क्योंकि choice is there, तो you can say that 15 से 25, 15 to 25 marks का जो क्वेश्चन पेपर है वो आपका कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट से
ये मेजर क्वेश्चन है आपका इस सिलेबस के अंदर, तो प्लीज डोंट स्किप इट. और बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग भी है, so you will find it yes, it's a very scoring.
6 units are there, so it's very lengthy also,
but scoring also at the same time. Yeah. Then moving to the second section is the sales of goods act. तो इसमें भी आप देख रहे हैं आपका सेक्शन वाइज बता रखा है कितने नंबर का ये क्वेश्चन आपसे पूछा जाएगा इन एग्जामिनेशन, दैट इज 20% to 25%.
that means 12 to 20.
Okay. And then you can see also the स्किल वाइज वेटेज की आपको उसमें से कितना पूछा जाएगा, टिक दोनों में से पूछा जाएगा. बोथ नेचर ऑफ द क्वेश्चन विल बी आस्क्ड, एप्लीकेशन बेस्ड एज वेल एज द डायरेक्ट.
बट अगर हम ऊपर जाते हैं तो हम विल सी दैट ए एंड ए क्वेश्चंस विल बी लेस एज कंपेयर टू योर नॉलेज. तो इसका मतलब क्या है कि आपके एग्जामिनेशन में डायरेक्ट थ्योरेटिकल क्वेश्चंस थोड़े से ज्यादा है एज कंपेयर टू ए एंड ए क्वेश्चंस.
यस. देन आपका आता है इंडियन पार्टनरशिप एक्ट. अगेन दिस टॉपिक हैज बीन अलॉटेड 20% to 25%. इसमें भी दोनों नेचर के क्वेश्चंस आपके टेस्ट किए जाएंगे. सो हैव अकॉर्डिंगली रीड एंड अंडरस्टैंड द कंसेप्ट. जहाँ पे कि जहाँ पे एप्लीकेशन बेस्ड होता है तो वहां पे आपकी कंसेप्चुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग बहुत क्लियर होनी चाहिए. देन ओनली यू विल बी एबल टू सॉर्ट आउट दैट पर्टिकुलर प्रॉब्लम बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस. देन द फोर्थ वन इज अलॉटेड 5% to 10%. कम है बट यस इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एज ऑलरेडी सेड, क्योंकि आज के टाइम में एलएलपी की अपनी इंपॉर्टेंस है. ऑलरेडी सेड इट इज एन हाइब्रिड फॉर्म ऑफ द फॉर्म ऑफ अ बिजनेस एंड इट इज द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ द डे. तो इसलिए इसको छोड़िएगा मत, कंसिडरिंग कि इसका वेटेज कम है. ऐसा नहीं है 5 नंबर का,
5 नंबर के लिए नंबर ऑफ पेजेस भी बहुत
कम है. यस,
स्कोरिंग यू कैन से 5 नंबर के लिए कम पढ़ना है.
बिल्कुल माना कि 5 ही नंबर है, लेकिन बहुत सागर बढ़ता है भैया. इसलिए डोंट स्किप एनी ऑफ द टॉपिक. दिस इज रिक्वेस्टेड, काइंडली गो थ्रू इट प्लीज. डोंट जस्ट focus on the selective study. You does not require to do of that because you're chartered accountant students. You need to have a complete syllabus learning and because any concept may be checked during the examination.
Because 1 marks also matters.
Yes.
तो 5 marks का है, तो we don't have to skip.
Yes. इसमें आप ये देख लीजिए, इसमें सिर्फ एक ही नेचर ऑफ क्वेश्चन को पूछा जा रहा है, and that is KNC. Yes. आप देखो इसमें A based question is not going to be asked. So direct question, वो provision based question will be asked in the examination. So accordingly, just prepare whatever the content is given in the study material with respect to the LLP.
As well as amendments.
Yes. Amendments, of course, already said there is a major amendment LLP only. Yeah, so just go with the RTP, there the amendments given, and latest will also be soon hosted on the website for this December 23. So kindly focus all those amendments. Then next one is the Companies Act. Already said this is again one of the important topic and covering from 15 to 20% of your this paper of out of 60 marks. So you will be seeing here both nature of question may be tested, application based as well as the direct provision based. So kindly focus on all the concepts given over here, and also how to apply certain important concepts. There are certain concepts on which regularly the application based questions are being asked in the examination. So focus and point out what are all those important provisions. You can simply find out at your own by simply seeing the suggested answer, the RTPs, and the series of the mock test papers that are available on the website. So you can yourself mark out what are all the important concepts or the sections from which the problem-based questions are being generally asked. So accordingly, prepare that particular topic in that manner only, so that you can attempt both nature of the questions conveniently. Then paper pattern.
Yes. Some queries we have receiving. One Kajal Singh is saying she is telling in Hindi. She has sent so many queries. Dear student, don't repeat your query because फिर अभी मुश्किल हो जाता है ऊपर नीचे देखने के लिए. एक इसने रुद्रानी ने लिखा है, ICI ने प्रोवाइड किए बुक्स पढ़ना काफी है क्या फाउंडेशन क्लियर करने के लिए. डियर स्टूडेंट, पढ़ना तो पड़ेगा. और आई थिंक उसने रुद्रानी मिस रुद्रानी, यस, शी हैज ज्वाइंड लेट बिकॉज हमने स्टडी मटेरियल के बारे में बता दिया है कि इंस्टीट्यूट का पब्लिकेशन हमें पढ़ना है और पढ़ना तो पड़ेगा. अभी तो शुरुआत है.
और आप ये देख रहे हो कि ये किताब बहुत मोटी है. I doesn't find it to be very vast and lengthy. In fact, if you see, because of the diagrams, the examples, the back questions, these are little bit increasing your page number. Otherwise, the contents are very limited. So this is why we say upon ki please focus on whatever the study material that we have provided to you, because it gives the brief coverage to what extent you need to study the subject.
Yes. Mr. Rakshit Mehta, ma'am, what marks we have to score in minimum only for section A? I think overall we can say that overall out of 100 you have to minimum score 40 and 50. I think 40 है. 40. Minimum 40 है. तो section B, section A का we are not aware. You can ask the examinations. How we will remember all the sections? Please tell us, Mr. P.A. Sai Vardhan.
देखिए Sai, it is very simple. If you want to retain the section numbers, right? Section number or provisions? Sections. Then let me tell you one thing at the foundation level. Though
sections and provisions also, maybe he is confused.
If you're talking specific about the remembering of the section number, then I'm telling you at the foundation level, you does not require to focus on remembering of the section number. But yes, for holistic understanding of the concept of the subject, yes, you can focus on reading and understanding of the retaining of the section numbers, but this should be kept, at the lower end. Because at the foundation, when looking at the objective prescribed or the level of the examination, you need to have just the understanding of the concepts. That is the basic requirement. But yes, if you can retain and you can read the section number, then please go ahead, because this is the right habit that can be inculcated at this point of time. Because when you move further at the next level, there is a requirement that you should read the section number also and try to write the section number also in your examination. But that too only when you are sure. If you are not sure, it's better to miss it so that you will not be having a fear of losing the marks. Because if you write it wrong, then definitely you are going to lose the marks. It's better to skip that part.
Yes. कोर्स हिंदी में मिलेगा क्या? ये हमने आपको बताया था कि हिंदी मटेरियल में भी आपका सिलेबस अवेलेबल है, तो यू कैन गो थ्रू फ्रॉम देयर. एंड टिल व्हाट टाइम द सिलेबस विल बी कंप्लीटेड फ्रॉम BUS. फ्रॉम अगर आप हम BUS से पूछते हैं तो आई थिंक द क्लासेस विल फॉर पेपर 2A इट विल बी ओवर अराउंड आई थिंक September. 2-3 months इट विल गो. बट आपका सिलेबस कब कंप्लीट होगा ये हम भी पूछना चाहते हैं, तो आप हमें बताओ कि आपका कोर्स कब कंप्लीट होगा.
और ये तो डिपेंड करता है, it
Yes.
varies from person to person and from students to students, because some may be having fast speed, some may be having fast learning power, some may be having fast grasping power. So it depends upon student to students. So you also prepare at your end.
Yes.
And here that simultaneously the classes are going on, so it will be a
जो भी आपको
हाँ,
पढ़ा रहे हैं साथ साथ आप पहले
पढ़ते
भी पढ़िए, क्लास कीजिए, उसके बाद भी पढ़िए, तो आपका साथ साथ आपका रिविजन्स, और उसके बाद आपको आई थिंक 1 और 2 मंथ्स आपको रखना है रिविजन्स के लिए। ये नहीं कि आप अक्टूबर या नवंबर में भी आप स्टडीज नई नई चीजें पढ़ रहे हो, अक्टूबर तक आपका सिलेबस
अपने टारगेट बना लीजिए। Yes. Please prepare a timetable. This is the best thing, to have a clarity up to what time you can complete the syllabus, because you have to study all the papers. So it's better to prepare that timetable and stick to your timetable.
जैसे अभी आपका मॉर्निंग में अकाउंट्स का हुआ था, अब सेकंड आपका ये चल रहा है, तो इट इज ए वेरी गुड कॉम्बिनेशन, 1 थ्योरेटिकल पेपर एंड 1 प्रैक्टिकल पेपर। तो आपको डेली दोनों पेपर साथ में पढ़ने, क्योंकि क्या होता है अगर हम एक दिन में सिर्फ बिजनेस लॉ पढ़ेंगे या सिर्फ कॉरेस्पॉन्डेंस पढ़ेंगे तो हम बोर हो जाते हैं। तो इसीलिए हमारा एक कॉम्बिनेशन हमेशा, हमने भी अपना एक कॉम्बिनेशन ऐसे ही रखा था जब वी वर स्टूडेंट्स, कि एक थ्योरेटिकल एंड एन प्रैक्टिकल, तो आपके दो सब्जेक्ट्स आपके पैरेलली चलेंगे। तो एक टाइम टेबल बनाइए, मॉर्निंग का टाइम आप थ्योरी के लिए रख सकते हो, शाम को थोड़ा सा जैसे आप आप शाम के लिए प्रैक्टिकल पेपर रख सकते हो अपनी सेल्फ स्टडी।
बिल्कुल, बिकॉज क्या होता है कि व्हाट हैपेंस इफ वी रीड द सेम सब्जेक्ट डे इन डे आउट, यू टेंड टू गेट बोर्ड। एंड समटाइम्स हैपेंस सर्टेन papers are also boring. So it's not like that in specific case with reference to law paper.
But paper is not boring.
Not boring, but there are few topics that may seem to be a little bit boring, because everything,
some topics you can say.
Yes, because everything can be par, it is not possible. So something maybe you will be liking more, or something maybe at the lower end. So it's okay, but you have to manage in such a way that at the same time you are going to read the 2 subjects, complete the 2 subjects at the same time. And the best thing is available that since the online classes are also going on, to simultaneously go with your self-study as well as watching these sessions also.
Yes. मैम एग्जाम विल बी नवंबर और दिसंबर। अभी तो हमारा जून एंड दिसंबर का पॉलिसी चल रहा है, तो दिसंबर विल बी हैंड ऑन दिसंबर ओनली राइट नाउ।
if something changes there, definitely notification will be there by the institute.
Ma'am, does business law paper will be held in subjective way? Yes. Paper 1 and paper 2, accounts and business section A and section B both are in subjective way only. Third, paper 3 and paper 4 are your objective type questions. So here the entire paper will be of MCQ, but here paper 2, paper 1 are descriptive. No MCQs will be asked for paper section 2A.
क्योंकि वो आपके सब्जेक्टिव पेपर के माध्यम से टेस्ट करते हैं कि how much you're able to understand and to write it. Yes. So this, and it's a legal paper, so it's the requirement how you represent yourself. So that is why it is a subjective paper.
Mr. Harsha, previous question paper is same pattern of this year also? Yes, the paper pattern which previous question paper, suggested answer, mock test paper,
everyone
the same format, it will be there for December 23. No change in paper pattern.
In fact, इसीलिए आपसे कह रहे हैं you practice from the series of MTPs, so definitely you will be also very much clear कि how does the paper pattern is there or is come in the examination. But that will help you because already you have a basic idea कि how the paper is being framed, in what manner the question is being asked in that particular question number or the series or the arrangement, testing the skill wise. Accordingly, the paper is being framed and the questions are being asked.
Miss Tripti is asking format. We are coming in 3 to 4 slides. We will share the format also. Miss Shivangi, is it necessary to buy and heart each and learn each and every line of module? No, dear student, it is not necessary. We are just telling you to go through the study materials already, read it properly. जितना आप पढ़ोगे उतना ही यू कैन राइट इन योर ओन लीगल लैंग्वेज। लॉ लैंग्वेज जो आपका होना चाहिए वो लीगल होना चाहिए। ये नहीं कि आप वेरी जनरल यू आर राइटिंग, बट आप उसको जितना पढ़ोगे वर्ड टू वर्ड यू कैन नॉट राइट, यू कैन राइट इन योर ओन legal language.
Shivangi ko agar if she opens the study material, she will be finding there is explanation and the analysis of the legal provision given in the study material. So you can adopt that language also. It's not required to be writing as that of a bare act. It's not necessity and it's not being expected at all from the foundation level students.
Mr. Prince, ma'am, I want to know that can I do BCom A and F in 1 year with IGNU after completing CA foundation? We are not having knowledge on this.
This is not our area. Sorry, Prince, we cannot guide you on this matter.
Can we prepare for CA with 12th class?
I think you can prepare after 12th ही हो सकते हो.
After declaration of results.
Yes.
Is this classes continue till December? I think it will be clear October.
But December में अगर exam होने तो December तक तो classes नहीं चलेंगी. ठीक है, so and every schedule is there for your reference. Kindly go with the schedule.
हाउ टू गेस प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चंस। प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चंस के लिए अभी हम बताएंगे आपको दो तरह के क्वेश्चन। पहले ऐसा करते हैं, वी विल टेक उसके बाद वी विल टेक योर क्वेरीज। नहीं ऊपर ले लीजिए, ये है ना क्वेश्चन, अभी ले लेंगे साथ में, पहले ऊपर कर। चलो ये तो कौन सा then yes. This paper pattern, many students are telling you what is the paper pattern. Paper pattern के लिए you can go through the ICI website and refer past year papers. इसमें हमने पूरी तरीके से बता रखा है कि किस तरह के से आपके क्वेश्चंस आएंगे इसी में। यस, पेपर पैटर्न आप क्वेश्चन पेपर से भी, सजेस्टेड आंसर से भी देख सकते हो कि व्हाट इज द क्वेश्चन पेपर, और यहाँ से भी यू कैन गेट एन आइडिया दैट क्वेश्चन 1 देयर विल बी 6 क्वेश्चंस टोटल क्वेश्चन नंबर 6 in your section A. Okay, so out of 6 questions, your question number 1 will be compulsory. It will be of 12 marks. Okay, तो 12 marks कंपल्सरी आपको करना ही करना है। इसमें हम अभी आपको बताएंगे कि कंपल्सरी में कौन कौन से क्वेश्चंस आते हैं। ये भी डिसाइडेड है कि कंपल्सरी के अंदर कौन से क्वेश्चंस, किस चैप्टर के क्वेश्चंस आएंगे। एंड आपके बाकी के जो बचे हुए 5 क्वेश्चंस हैं उसमें से आपको एक चॉइस मिलेगा, तो यू कैन गो थ्रू that 5 questions में से आपको you have to go through 4 questions and out that is 4 questions of 12 marks, so total 5 questions 60 marks. तो आपको अभी we will tell you that for before taking the paper, before giving the question paper, after giving the question paper 15 minutes reading time will be given to you. So in this reading time, 15 minutes time, we will tell you later on how to optimize the 15 minutes time. You can select that which question you does not have to attempt. तो 6 क्वेश्चन में से आपको एक क्वेश्चन नहीं करना, तो आप 15 मिनट्स में उसको पढ़ोगे पूरा क्वेश्चन पेपर, अपने आंसर्स अपने माइंड में रखोगे कि ये क्वेश्चन आपका इसमें से, ये आंसर आपका इसमें से बनेगा, और आपको कौन सा क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट नहीं करना। एंड फ्लो ऑल्सो द फ्लो ऑफ आंसर्स, कि आप कौन सा क्वेश्चन, क्या होता है कि समटाइम्स 2-3 क्वेश्चन आर देयर विच यू आर हैविंग अ वेरी गुड कमांड, तो always start your answer from that questions. So it creates a good impression on the paper checker कि हाँ बच्चे को सब कुछ आता है, तो always start your question paper from the questions which you are having a good understanding, good knowledge.
इनफैक्ट कई बार ऐसा होता है कि बच्चे जैसे ही पेपर लेते हैं दे सिंपली गेट इनटू अ टेंशन, यू नो, जैसे पेपर हाथ में आता है, ओ माय गॉड व्हाट इज दिस, देन उसके बाद उनकी टेंशन और ज्यादा एक्सेलरेट हो जाती है विद अनड्यू प्रेशर लुकिंग एट द MCQ's answer. Oh, every answer is seemed to be correct. And again, this tension increases more when they start writing. But this is all a momentum. When you find any one of the question in which you are sure that you can answer well, us samay, what happens that every tough question, or you can say a doubtful question, also become a easy at the end. So that is what Megha said. Always start with the question in which you are sure, in which you know best way. So isse kya hota hai, for the next question you tend to get adjust yourself, and you by the time you come into flow also, plus you are able to recall your knowledge also at that moment, and you are able to attempt it. So don't get panic looking at the paper at the first giving an initial glance. So just give your time self, because it takes a time to recall your knowledge also. Yes. Don't jump quickly into the question paper. Slowly question paper ko padho, read karo, and then give time to recall the knowledge, and then start ticking with which question you are comfortable and which you are sure. वो आप करो. If you are doubtful in any of the question, then leave that one and pick the next question in which you are sure. और अपना टाइम आप इतना रखो कि you are able to give a time to recheck whatever you have written in the answer. So this will minimize your mistakes, whatever you are that you can say you are doing at the time of the examination. So you can minimize all these minor mistakes by just following just small tips, you can say.
Yes. नाउ जितना हमने आपको बताया सेक्शन वाइज वेटेज, स्किल वाइज वेटेज, वो यहाँ पे आपकी इस वाले टेबल से आपका रेलिवेंट है कि अब उसका रेलिवेंस कहाँ आता है पेपर पैटर्न में। अगर आप देखोगे क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 जो आपका कंपल्सरी था, उसमें आपका क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 सेट्स ऑफ 3 टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस विल बी देयर. 1 क्वेश्चन विल बी ऑफ सेक्शन 1. सेक्शन 1 क्या था, मैम ने बताया था इंडियन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट. तो सेक्शन 1 के ऊपर, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट के ऊपर आपके 4 मार्क्स का देयर विल बी अ क्वेश्चन ऑफ 4 मार्क्स. अब ये A&A KNC भी बताया था हमने, इसीलिए हमने आपको धीरे से छोटी छोटी टिप्स बता के हमने आपको अब हम यहाँ पे ले आए हैं कि ये सब चीजें आपका स्किल वाइज वेटेज, सेक्शन वाइज वेटेज यहाँ पे मैटर करता है. A&A क्या था, एप्लीकेशन एंड ओरिएंटेड क्वेश्चन, कि आपको स्मॉल केस स्टडी या स्मॉल क्वेश्चन दे देंगे, उसके ऊपर आपको आंसर बताना है, कंक्लूजन करना है उसका कि उसमें व्हाट विल बी द आंसर. दोनों टाइप के क्वेश्चन वी विल टेक लेटर ऑन आफ्टर दिस स्लाइड, सो डू नॉट पैनिक. सो क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 कंपल्सरी, First question, Contract Act, 4 marks, A and A. 3 types of things you can see. Section, which chapter, which type of question, and how many marks. Similarly, second question will be of Section 5. Section 5 क्या था? Companies Act. Companies Act में A and A question will be asked. Some case study you will be given and 4 marks question. Then Section 2, Sales of Goods Act. इसके ऊपर हमारा KNC, मतलब direct theoretical question will come, that is of 4 marks. ओके, तो यू कैन सी दैट क्वेश्चन 1 में इस तरह से आप पेपर पैटर्न अगर आप देखोगे लास्ट ईयर एग्जामिनेशन सजेस्टेड आंसर, तो सेम फॉर्मेट हैव बीन फॉलोड. ओके, सिमिलर सेकंड क्वेश्चन में अगर आप देखोगे तो क्वेश्चन 1 जो आपका बनता है सेक्शन 1 कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट पे ही बनता है. केएनसी थ्योरेटिकल क्वेश्चन बनेगा 7 मार्क्स का. एंड सेकंड क्वेश्चन योर एलएलपी 5 मार्क्स का, जो मैम ने बताया था 5 मार्क्स का क्वेश्चन होगा, केएनसी बेस्ड होगा. इसके ऊपर ए एंड ए क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछा जाता. सिमिलरली अगर आप थर्ड क्वेश्चन देखेंगे तो थर्ड क्वेश्चन में सेक्शन 3 इज योर पार्टनरशिप में आपका थ्योरेटिकल एक क्वेश्चन थ्योरेटिकल बनेगा 6 मार्क्स का. देन सेक्शन 1 देखो, फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन में फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, सेकंड क्वेश्चन, थर्ड क्वेश्चन, इन ऑल दीज क्वेश्चंस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट के क्वेश्चन तीनों क्वेश्चंस में आए हुए हैं. अभी 4, 5, 6 हम देखेंगे. इस पे आपका 6 मार्क्स का बनेगा ए एंड ए. तो यू कैन सी दैट इंडियन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट इज सो इम्पोर्टेंट. एवरी एक्ट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, बट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट आपका इज लेंदी, तो इस वजह से आपका
मेजर कवरेज है, बिकॉज ऑफ मेजर कवरेज.
इफ यू विल सी द क्वेश्चन नंबर 4, क्वेश्चन 4 आपका सेक्शन 2 दैट इज जस्ट होगा सेल्स ऑफ गुड्स एक्ट, केएनसी डायरेक्ट थ्योरेटिकल 6 मार्क्स. यहाँ पे आप देखते हो कि आपकी मार्क्स की बढ़ती जा रही है. पहले आपका 4 मार्क्स से स्टार्ट किया था, अब 6, 7, 5. देन सेक्शन 3 इज योर पार्टनरशिप, ए एंड ए 6 मार्क्स. 5, अब मुझे लगता है आपको 5 और 6 तो यू कैन इंटरप्रेट इट वेल. 5 में आपका सेक्शन 2 जो क्वेश्चन होगा सेल्स ऑफ गुड्स एक्ट, ए एंड ए क्वेश्चन आपको छोटी सी केस स्टडी देंगे 6 नंबर की. अब आपको सारे सेक्शंस पता चल गए होंगे, आपको ए एंड ए एंड केएनसी का डिफरेंस पता चल जाएगा. सेक्शन 5 योर कंपनीज एक्ट, केएनसी मतलब थ्योरेटिकल क्वेश्चन 6 मार्क्स. नाउ मूविंग टू लास्ट क्वेश्चन, इसमें आपके 3 क्वेश्चन पूछे जाएंगे, 3 सब पार्ट्स. अगर आप सब पार्ट्स कर रहे हो तो प्लीज कीप इन दिस माइंड दैट सब पार्ट्स को आपको इंटरचेंज नहीं करना. अगर आप क्वेश्चन ए कर रहे हो तो उसके बाद बी करेंगे, उसके बाद सी करेंगे. इनकी हम अरेंजमेंट यू डोंट चेंज. ओके, यू कैन क्या कहते हैं उसको, आप कर सकते हो जो क्वेश्चन आपको, अगर आपको सीक्वेंसिंग, यस, आप 6 नहीं आता तो यू कैन अप्लाई 4, 5, उसके बाद आप 4 कर सकते हो. बट 6 में अगर 3 क्वेश्चंस आर देयर तो आप उसकी सीक्वेंसिंग चेंज नहीं करेंगे. अगर आपको बी नहीं आता तो लीव अ स्पेस फॉर 2 पेजेस. 4 मार्क्स के लिए यू कैन लीव अ स्पेस फॉर 2 पेजेस. यस, 4 मार्क्स के लिए आप 2 पेजेस का छोड़ सकते हो अकॉर्डिंग टू योरसेल्फ. उसके बाद अगर आपको नहीं आता, जैसे आप पेपर कर रहे हो, एट द एंड में भी आपको नहीं आया, तो आप उसमें जस्ट क्रॉस इट एंड उसको छोड़ दीजिए. बट हम यही सजेस्ट करेंगे कि आपको कोई भी क्वेश्चन छोड़ के नहीं आना, बिकॉज 4 नंबर भी बहुत मैटर है. आप एक ही क्वेश्चन में अगर आपको जैसे 4 और 5 बहुत अच्छी तरह आते हैं, यू नो क्वेश्चन 4 और 5, और आप उसी में लगे हुए हो, यू हैव स्पेंट हाफ एन आवर, ऐसा नहीं करना. क्योंकि देयर इज अ क्वेश्चन, 12 मार्क्स हैं, 12 मार्क्स में से आपको 13 नहीं मिलेंगे, 12 में से आपको 10, 11, 12 भी मिलेंगे. तो आपको एक लिमिटेड टाइम अपने क्वेश्चंस पे, यू हैव टू स्पेंड अ लिमिटेड टाइम ऑन एवरी क्वेश्चन, और डू नॉट skip a single question. And sequencing के लिए we have told you.
And many queries are being asked from the students. I'm telling you students, because through this session, by the end of this session, most of your queries will be resolved. Yes, because many are the issues that are already being covered in our session through these presentations. And definitely you can once again, you can see the recorded lecture to know what the solutions or how we can tackle that particular issue that you are raising up can be seen later on. Now learning about section number, already said at foundation level, though it's not being required, but yes, the thing is that looking at the expectation level plus the knowledge, the objective of the paper, it is being requested that you should have only the understanding of the, your focus should be primary on the understanding of the concept. But yes, developing this habit right from this moment of the time, from this foundation stage of learning section numbers, and inculcating a habit of reading and retaining will definitely help you at the further level of your curriculum or your CA course, right? And if you see, it's really difficult for the students to remember the section number, but it is possible. If you read every time, whatever the content you are reading from the study matter, read along with the section number. जब उसे आप बार बार, when you continuously and repeatedly read with the section number, the any heading of this, the topic or the whatever the legal provision is being dealt with, so you will be able to recall whenever that particular provision is asked, yes, this provision pertains to that particular section, right? So you should read in that manner, and every time you read it, you just tend to get, your memory get to be, every time memory, you can say memory get to be fresh up, and you are easily able to recall it. So read in such a manner. Don't read simply with the only the legal provision and leave it and just considering later I will read the section number. Don't follow this kind of strategy. You have to read section number, heading, and then the detailed legal provision. Every time in such a manner, then definitely you will be able to recall the relevant legal provision along with the section numbers. And if you are sure, then only cite in the examination. If you are not sure, you can skip the citing of the section numbers. Yes. Now this answering of practical based questions. Very simple. Already said two natures of the questions are being tested in the examination. So one is about the practicing the relevant legal provision to which that particular situations prevail or related. So first mention that legal provision. Then you are going to point out what is a legal issue in the question and just bringing it in your answer. Okay, this is the legal issue. This is the point of dispute or the contradiction. Then you will be linking whatever the provision you have given, how this provision will prevail in these circumstances, what the law says about the applicability in this situation, and then concluding your answer. Right. So this is one of the steps. And other step can be you just point out first the legal issue. Whatever the legal issue is given in the question, write that issue, that mention that part first, and then how that legal issues can be fallen within the relevant provision. Then lay out a relevant or the related provision after giving the issue, and then linking and along with the linkage of that issue with the legal provision, conclude your answer. So this will justify, it will be your answer with proper justification. So this will tend to be a complete answer in its sense of the practical based questions. So this is being necessitated whenever there is an application based question. So following steps should be there. Proper justification should be there. Proper, your answers should be supported with the legal provision. Then only you'll be able to grab good marks in that particular nature of the question. Now let's take an example, because many students are asking how we are going to
What is
attempt,
and
how to attempt in and what is the nature of the question. So you will be seeing, this is an example we have brought before you. Here we have asked about the validity of the contract, and we have also given about the act. In light of which act we have to give our answer. It may be possible if they may ask about the following nature of the contract in terms of some other act.
Yes.
Then also you need to read the question properly. Read the question properly in which respect to which act the question pertains to, so that accordingly you may write down the relevant provision of that particular act. So here the question is based on the Indian Contract Act 1872. Now you are seeing the statement given is that there is a 17-year-old person who has borrowed a loan of 50,000 amount for his personal purposes. It's very clear. The intent, motto, and everything is clear. For personal purposes, he has taken a loan. What happened after a few months of time? He becomes a major, right? And he could not pay back the amount borrowed on the due date. Now, lenders want to file a suit against the X. Now, what the validity of the contract? What is the requirement of the question? He's asking whether lender can buy. The requirement of the question is asked with respect to that, whether the suit can be filed against the minor. So now, what are the important information given in the question? First, you need to understand what are all the informations given so that you can correlate with the legal provision. 17 years, that means he is a minor, because as per our Indian law, 18 years child is considered as a major. So we can easily make it out here, the person is a minor. And he has borrowed a loan for what? For personal purpose. Again, the second important perspective is for personal purposes. And after sometimes it turned to be a major, but he cannot pay back the amount, right? That means he has defaulted, he is not able to fulfill his promise, what he has committed. Now, what is the remedy available to the lender? So first of all, what the law says, very simple. Go with which is the relevant provision related to the minor in the Contract Act? Yes, section 11. It clearly talks about, yes, who can enter into a contract? Any person who is competent. And who is competent, given there are the three types of the person are considered as competent to enter into a contract. first requirement is that he should be major. Second requirement is that he should be of a sound mind. And third requirement is that he is not disqualified by any provision of the law. If these three conditions are fulfilled, then such person is competent to enter into a contract. Since our question, the first condition that he should be major, that is not complied with, right? And already this has given such type of contract which is entered by a minor is considered as an illegal contract. If you go into section 23 onwards, 23 to 29 up to 30, you will be finding there is given a list of the contracts which are declared to be void. And one of the agreement is said with respect to the any agreement made with the minor is declared to be a void. And here, since any agreement with minor is a void ab initio, that means from the time it is entered into a contract is a void. So here, first of all, the minor cannot enter into such a contract, right? And second important thing is when he became a major, he was not able to even ratify it. This is again the condition given in section 11. This was given under the Mohri Bibi case laws, so you can read this reference of the case laws as well as the example given over there. So you will be finding that yes, even the minor cannot ratify the contract whenever he attends to the majority. So it's because that contract, whatever is entered, is void ab initio at the time when it was made. It cannot be made at all with any of the minor. That is why. So already this is section 11. But what other remedy will be available to the lender? Because it can't be happen that every time minor is taking the leverage of this condition, that minor cannot be sued. So this is not possible. Nobody can draw the benefit from any of the clause of the law. So what the law does in that aspect, he has framed a section 68 in the Indian Contract Act saying about the quasi-contract. So it says that wherever any person supplies necessaries to a minor, then in that case, that claim can be enforceable by law. So since here you will be seeing that in the question that the amount was borrowed for the personal purposes, not as a necessaries. So what happened again? This situation is also not falling within the purview of section 78. If it had been given for a necessary supply to a minor, then considering and falling under this situation of section 68, the lender can file a case against the minor with respect to his personal property, from where he can get the claim for whatever expenses he has done on supplying the necessaries to the minor. But since here the money has been provided for the personal purposes of the minor, so again it is out of the purview of section 68 of the this Indian Contract Act. And therefore you can see in this case what is the conclusion. As already said, the legal provisions you have to mention. Then what is the issues that we have said? Either in the case we have come out with the legal issues as well as the conclusion. So what is the legal issues that we have come and written over here? That the borrower was minor at the time of taking the loan, and therefore the agreement was void ab initio. This is the legal issue first, hai na? And on attaining the majority, thereafter will not validate the contract. This is again the second thing, he cannot get right back the contract after attaining the majority. So here, though already we said this is another issue. And yes, as per the law, no ratification is possible. So again, this is also in line with the requirement has been, we have given over in the answers and the conclusion. And since the loan was for the personal purposes, again, we can say we have given here the reference of the legal issue over here. And as per the requirement of the law, this is not the necessary supply to him. And hence, in the light of section 11 and section 68 requirement, the lender cannot file suit against X for recovery of loan as it is not enforceable by law. So if you write the answer in such a manner with proper justification and the legal provision, then definitely you are going to score good marks, because this is what expected and this is considered as a complete answer in itself. So it is very easy to score the problem-based questions, in fact, Megha, rather than the direct nature of the questions. If you meet all these requirements, if you write down all these steps, since steps markings are there in the law paper, so you will be able to get good and score well. Now moving to the next type of the question.
Answering this, Nisha ma'am has told you that how to answer the application oriented question. Now we will see second type of questions, which is increase in demand, which is 50 to 60% paper is your direct theoretical question. So we will see that these type of questions are your K and C. KNC, डायरेक्ट थ्योरेटिकल क्वेश्चंस में हमने A&A टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस वी हैव सीन. नाउ वी विल सी दैट थ्योरेटिकल क्वेश्चंस को हमें कैसे अटेम्प्ट करना है. वी विल सी वन टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन आल्सो. नाउ जब आपका थ्योरेटिकल क्वेश्चन आता है तो आप उसके अंदर जब आपको देखते ही पता चल जाएगा. अभी जैसे अगर हम देखेंगे तो एक एप्लीकेशन ओरिएंटेड और KNC में क्या डिफरेंस है. इसके अंदर आपको कोई केस स्टडी नहीं पूछी जाएगी, आपसे सिंपल पूछा जाएगा कि व्हाट इज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, व्हाट इज कंसिडरेशन. सिंपल आपके क्वेश्चन पूछे जाएंगे. तो उसमें आप क्या करोगे, हाईलाइट मेन पॉइंट. यू कैन राइट, आपकी जो थ्योरेटिकल क्वेश्चन है प्रेजेंटेशन मैटर्स अ लॉट. तो यू कैन राइट in different bulletin, you have to write in different paragraph. ये नहीं कि आपने पूरा लिखते जा रहे हो, उसको डिवाइड करना है. you have to divide between bullets, you have to divide between number of different paragraphs. और आप जब उसको लिखते हो तो यू कैन मेक अ स्पेसिफिक हेडिंग ऑल्सो, कि इस हेडिंग के अंदर आपके जैसे 4 मार्क्स का है तो 4 हेडिंग्स करके यू कैन राइट योर आंसर. हाईलाइट कर सकते हो उसको, अंडरलाइन कर सकते हो हेडिंग को, और आपको बुलेट पॉइंट्स में देना, एक्सप्लेन करना, एक्सप्लेन विद द हेल्प ऑफ एग्जांपल. अगर आपको लगता है कि उस क्वेश्चन को, जैसे आपको निशा मैम ने बोला था कि ऑल टाइप ऑफ एग्रीमेंट्स आर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, all contracts are agreement and all types of agreements are not contracts. तो उसमें आप छोटा सा एक एग्जांपल दे सकते हो कि कैसे एग्जांपल करके आप उसको, ताकि आपको इजीली पेपर सेटर आपका देख सके कि यस इसका अंडरस्टैंडिंग अच्छा है, तो वो आपको मार्क्स दे देगा. बट एवरी टाइम इन एवरी क्वेश्चन एग्जांपल राइटिंग ऑफ एग्जांपल इज नॉट पॉसिबल. तो जहां पे भी आपको लगे आपके पास टाइम है फॉर बेटर प्रेजेंटेशन, यू कैन राइट द एग्जांपल ऑल्सो. ब्रेक द आंसर इन ब्रीफ पॉइंट्स और पैराग्राफ, ये मैं आपको बता चुकी हूँ. तो आपको बिल्कुल ऐसा नहीं कि आप ऊपर से लिखे जा रहे हो, उसको डिफरेंट पैराग्राफ्स में और डिफरेंट बुलेट्स में और पॉइंट्स में यू कैन ब्रेक योर आंसर. ओके, नाउ दिस इज द एग्जांपल ऑफ KNC टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन. A हमने देख लिया था. अब जो हमारा सेकेंड टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन है वो आपका है KNC. What do you mean by the term capital? Describe its classification in the domain of company law. ये आपका चैप्टर 5 से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन है. हमने देखा था कि सारे चैप्टर्स में आपके KNC क्वेश्चंस भी थे और A&A क्वेश्चंस भी थे. तो अब ये आपका पूछा जाता है व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय टर्म कैपिटल. तो अगर आप स्टडी मटेरियल उठाओगे तो इसमें प्रॉपर हमने क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ कैपिटल आपको बता रखा है, पर हमने एक आंसर आपका यहाँ पे भी दे रखा है, तो आपको पता चल जाए कि हमने कैसे इसको आंसर करना है. जैसे मैंने आपको बोला, डिफरेंट हेडिंग्स के अंदर डिफरेंट हेडिंग्स को आप हाईलाइट कर सकते हो. यस, हेडिंग्स, डिफरेंट हेडिंग्स हो गई, हाईलाइट कर दिया और आपने डिफरेंट बुलेट्स में दिया है. तो अगर हम कंपनीज एक्ट खोलेंगे, अगर हमने, अभी तो मैं आपको डिटेल में नहीं बता रही क्योंकि ये तो जस्ट हमने एक डेमो दिया है, एक एग्जांपल है. तो अगर आप देखोगे कि कैपिटल क्या है, कैपिटल आपकी डिफरेंट मीनिंग है, मींस शेयर कैपिटल. तो आपको पहले क्या बताना है यहाँ पे, आई एम नॉट गोइंग इनटू डिटेल, टाइप ऑफ मीनिंग ऑफ कैपिटल बताना है. क्योंकि अगर आप पहले क्वेश्चन देखोगे तो उसमें लिखा था व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय कैपिटल. इसमें 2 क्वेश्चंस आर देयर, कैपिटल क्या है और उसकी क्लासिफिकेशन क्या है. तो अभी हम इसलिए पहले हम उसको कैपिटल बताएंगे कि कैपिटल का मीनिंग आपने बता दिया, फिर हमें उसको क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ कैपिटल बताना है कि कैपिटल हमारी कितनी तरह की होती है. तो हमें यहाँ पे हायरार्की, वी हैव टू मेंटेन द हायरार्की कि ऑथराइज्ड कैपिटल. ऑथराइज कैपिटल क्या होती है, अगर आप पढ़ोगे कि कंपनी क्या होती है, कंपनी में मेमोरेंडम ऑफ एसोसिएशन होता है. मेमोरेंडम ऑफ एसोसिएशन में देयर इज अ सब्सक्रिप्शन क्लॉज. सब्सक्रिप्शन क्लॉज में हमें अपनी कैपिटल, ऑथराइज कैपिटल एज वेल एज सब्सक्राइब कैपिटल हमें लिखनी पड़ती है कि एवरी मेंबर, हमारा जो भी मेंबर है वो कितना नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स ही इज टेकिंग. तो ये हमारी कैपिटल्स हैं. तो ये आप अभी पढ़ेंगे कि मेमोरेंडम ऑफ एसोसिएशन क्या होता है, आर्टिकल्स क्या होता है. तो नॉमिनल ये सबकी हमारी टॉप वाली सबसे ज्यादा जो हमारी, इसके बियॉन्ड हमारी कैपिटल, इट कैन नॉट, आवर कैपिटल कैन नॉट इंक्रीज बियॉन्ड ऑथराइज्ड कैपिटल, द मैक्सिमम अमाउंट ऑफ शेयर कैपिटल ऑफ द कंपनी. ओके, देन इश्यूड कैपिटल, जैसे अब हम इश्यू करते हैं, ऑथराइज्ड कैपिटल हमारी डिफरेंट है. अब उसमें से लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल 50 लाख हमारी ऑथराइज्ड कैपिटल है, हमने इसमें से 20 लाख इश्यू करी, तो 20 लाख हमारी इश्यूड कैपिटल होगी. सच कैपिटल इश्यूज फ्रॉम टाइम टू टाइम फॉर सब्सक्रिप्शन. देन सब्सक्राइब कैपिटल में लाइक एग्जांपल 20 लाख हमने इश्यू करा बट पब्लिक ने खरीदा 15 लाख, तो दैट विल बी योर सब्सक्राइब कैपिटल. ओके, as part of the capital which is for the time being subscribed by the members of the company. Okay, 15 लाख का ऑफर आया हमारे पास, 15 लाख हमारी सब्सक्राइब कैपिटल आ गई. अब क्या होता है, कॉल्ड अप कैपिटल. कॉल्ड अप कैपिटल अगर आप अभी आप पढ़ोगे, अकाउंट्स भी आप देखोगे, अकाउंट्स में भी ऐसा होता है आप जैसे 10 रुपए का शेयर है, देर इज अ 10 रुपीज शेयर, तो हम फर्स्ट कॉल में 3 रुपीज, सेकेंड कॉल में 3 रुपीज एंड सेकेंड लास्ट कॉल में हम 4 रुपीज मंगाते हैं। तो अभी जब तक हमारी बैलेंस शीट जा रही है तो वी विल सी कि हमने 3 रुपीज पर शेयर कॉल्ड अप किया है या 6 रुपीज हमने कर दिया। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर हमारा 15 लाख में से हमने 6 रुपीज के हिसाब से किया है, तो 15 का आई थिंक 9 लाख रुपीज विल बी योर कॉल्ड अप कैपिटल। ये आपको अकाउंट्स का जब आप पढ़ोगे तो आपको और क्लैरिटी होगी, और ये सब चीजें आपने 11th एंड 12th में भी कर रखी है।
तो कॉमर्स स्ट्रीम के
Yes.
बच्चे हैं, they have actually tested the subject, but
Yes.
for rest others it's of course new, but you need to understand the conceptual this understanding of these
Yes.
concepts.
तो इसीलिए हमने इस तरह का क्वेश्चन दिया है, ताकि आपको अकाउंटिंग बैकग्राउंड से ये थोड़ा सा आपको पता चल जाएगा कि आपको उसको थ्योरेटिकल में कैसे लिखना है। लास्ट आपका है पेड अप कैपिटल, कि हमने मंगवाई 3 रुपीज पर शेयर बट अभी पब्लिक ने नहीं दिया, तो उसमें से जितना हमारे पास आ गया है दैट विल बी क्रेडिटेड एज पेड अप शेयर्स इशूड। तो ये इस तरह से हमें आपको बताना है। इसको आप अपनी लैंग्वेज में भी लिख सकते हो, बट ये जो आपकी हेडिंग्स हैं, डिफरेंट हेडिंग्स, दीज शुड बी सेम।
Yeah. Then examination. भाई एग्जामिनेशन का नाम सुनते everybody will get tensed, but yes, अगर आप देखेंगे तो mode of examination, the approach of testing, that is the subjective, already being discussed that part. But yes, the examination may you need to they generally test your skills on the understanding of the subject. This is the basic, you can say the foundation of the examination. So what you need to have that generally what happens, there is a gap among the students, they don't understand कि उनको पढ़ना कैसे है और उनको examination requirements को कैसे meet up करना है. Because since what happens कि अगर आपको पता है, since you are being tested on the understanding of the subject, this is what the objective of the paper is given in the syllabus, that you need to have understanding of the legal provision, selected legal provision of the selected business law. So with that understanding the legal provisions, you need to read the subject in such a manner so that you are able to attempt the examination as per the requirement of the examination. Because examination में ऐसा नहीं है कि आपसे मतलब आपकी मतलब जो क्या कहते हैं आपकी जो रिक्वायरमेंट्स के बियॉन्ड जाके आपसे बहुत ज्यादा है ना वो केस लॉज मतलब वही वाले पूछेंगे जो आपकी स्टडी में मोस्टली स्टडी पे बेस्ड होंगे या एग्जांपल्स पे बेस्ड होंगे. इट विल नॉट बी समथिंग रीसेंट डिसाइडेड केस लॉज और समथिंग लाइक दैट. तो वो आपकी सिर्फ अंडरस्टैंडिंग को चेक करते हुए आपके लीगल प्रोविजन की टेस्टिंग करेंगे कि आपको कितना आता है लॉ के बारे में, हाउ मच यू कैन यूटिलाइज योर स्किल्स. So they will be testing on the basis of that thing only. So in examination, you need not to bother much. But yes, you should be clear what are all the minimum mistakes that can be committed. उसको आपको ध्यान में रखना है. How you can minimize all these things. Then what are the tips that you can take care of while attempting the paper. This is certain things of time management in the examination because time is very important. You know that at time से ये होता है कि you can control whatever time you have in your hands. But rather it should not be like that time is controlling you. तो भैया अपने टाइम मैनेजमेंट को आपको उसी तरह से करना है कि that you are able to complete the entire paper within the given time frame में आपको पूरा पेपर कर लेना है. And also you should have an extra time to revision कि आप रीचेक कर पाए whatever you have written in the examination. तो वो भी आप ध्यान रखिएगा. और आप यहाँ पे देखिए आपका जो 15 मिनट्स है इज क्रूशियल एंड द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. ऑलरेडी आपको मेगा पहले बता चुकी है तो आई एम नॉट फोकसिंग मच ऑन दिस पॉइंट. You have to just fish out the important question which you are sure to attempt that one first, and जो आपको नहीं आता उसको लास्ट के लिए आप देख लीजिए और डिसाइड करिएगा. Then go through all the questions quickly. एक बार 15 मिनट में आपको उसी समय डिसाइड करना है which question you are going to attempt first. तो उसमें एक क्विक ग्लांस दीजिएगा पेपर को कि आपको पहले कौन सा क्वेश्चन स्टार्ट करना है. Then select the questions that you would be attempting from all the questions. भाई अब इतने सारे क्वेश्चन है, अगर आपने डायरेक्ट स्टार्ट करे तो इट मे बी पॉसिबल दैट यू मे स्टक अप इन द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इटसेल्फ. तो बेटर रहे कि सबसे पहले उस क्वेश्चन स्टार्ट करिए जो इजी है जिसमें आप श्योर हैं, क्योंकि उससे आपका कॉन्फिडेंस भी बिल्ड हो जाएगा. प्लस आपका ये हो जाएगा कि एक बार जब आप फ्लो में आ जाते हैं तो क्या होता है कि यू आर इवन फाइंड द डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन आल्सो एट द इजी वन. सो स्टार्ट विद दैट पार्ट ओनली जिसमें आप कंफर्टेबल हो. सेलेक्ट दैट क्वेश्चन, देन मार्क द क्वेश्चन which will be attempting first. The same thing वो आपको उसी समय डिसाइड करना है. Then allocate an estimated time for each question based on the difficulty level. आपको टाइम तो देना पड़ेगा, मतलब एक एलोकेशन करना पड़ेगा कि how much time you are going to give to each questions. क्योंकि within the time frame you have to attempt the entire paper. ऐसा नहीं हो कि आपने फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन में आपने ज्यादा टाइम दे दिया. मार्क्स तो आपको yes, मार्क्स अगर आपने बहुत अच्छा लिखा है तब भी 6 नंबर में से आपको 4.5 let's give that way या 5 मैक्सिमम, ठीक है. लेकिन अगर आपने उसकी जगह पर क्या हुआ, आपने सारे क्वेश्चंस करे हैं या तो 2-3 क्वेश्चंस किए हुए हैं, तो अगर आपको 3 भी मार्क्स मिल रहे होंगे तो आप देखो 3 क्वेश्चन अगर आपने किया है तो आपका सीधा 9 नंबर हो जाएगा, अगर 3-3 मार्क्स मिलते हैं, 9 numbers. Okay, and suppose what happened, only one question you have attempted and to the best of your ability you got only the 5 marks, so you can make it out a difference. Yeah, it is of 3 marks, or if you suppose it is of out of 5 you have scored 4 marks, so whatever it may be, but you can see and difference you can make it out. So it's better to give a certain time allotment should be there for each and every question, and according to that time planning you start doing up your paper. So adhere to the time allocated. Okay, fine.
इसके लिए आप एक चीज फॉलो कर सकते हो, जैसे whenever you are having the MTP or suggested answer, when I was the student, my sir or ma'am told me कि I have to complete the paper in 2.5 hours only, क्योंकि 2.5 hours में जब आप करने की कोशिश करोगे तब आपका होते 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 आपका 3 hours से 10 मिनट पहले खत्म होगा। तो अपना हमें जब आप घर पे कर रहे हो, whenever you are attempting the mock test paper or suggested answer or the CA examination in the examination hall, अपना टारगेट आपको 2.5 hours का रखना है। ये टारगेट शुड बी 2.5 hours ओनली। उसके बाद क्योंकि मे बी आप किसी क्वेश्चन में स्टक हो जाते हो, पहले जो आपको क्वेश्चन आप इजीली गो थ्रू कर लेते हो तो आप उसको कंप्लीट कर लीजिए पहले, बट किसी क्वेश्चन में माइट यू मे बी स्टक इन सम क्वेश्चन, तो वो आपका जो एक्स्ट्रा हाफ एन आवर है और आप 2.5 घंटे का टारगेट, यू जस्ट हैव द टारगेट ऑफ 2.5 hours, वो आपका धीरे धीरे एक्सीड होते होते 2 hour 45 मिनट से 50 मिनट्स पर फिर 10 ही मिनट बचेंगे। बट अगर आप अभी से 3 hours का टारगेट रखोगे तो यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू कंप्लीट योर क्वेश्चन पेपर। सो अभी से जस्ट कीप इन माइंड कि आपका क्वेश्चन पेपर का टाइम 2.5 hours है, 15 मिनट्स एक्स्ट्रा फॉर रीडिंग, बट क्वेश्चन आपको 2.5 hours में करना है, थोड़ा सा टाइम आपको एक्स्ट्रा अपने लिए रखना है।
Then write each answer in commensation marks. This is very important. भाई अब कितनी लेंथ रखी, शायद किसी ने क्वेश्चन भी पूछा है कि 5 मार्क्स, 4 मार्क्स, 7 मार्क्स, 6 मार्क्स के लिए कितना, तो वर्ड लिमिट इज ऑफ कोर्स टू बी केप्ट इन माइंड व्हेन राइटिंग द आंसर्स। अब 4 नंबर के लिए डिपेंड्स अपॉन द नेचर ऑफ द क्वेश्चन ऑल्सो कि 4 नंबर के लिए आपको कितनी रिक्वायरमेंट है, बट यस फॉर स्कोरिंग गुड मार्क्स इन पर्टिकुलर रिस्पेक्ट टू द लॉ पेपर, राइट टू द आंसर्स टू द पॉइंट, क्रिस्प, with in line with what has been asked in the question. ऐसा नहीं हो कि शॉर्ट करने के चक्कर में मैंने आपको टू द पॉइंट बोला तो आप कुछ इन्फॉर्मेशन मिस कर जाओ क्वेश्चन में और आपने टू द शॉर्ट ही लिख दिया. It should not be like that. Just see what has been asked in the question, how many parts of the question there. You need to write the complete answer in toto. So what the thing is that write to the point, crisp, and in compensation mark. This is the requirement of the writing of the answer to go in line in the examination situation. Then these are other few more points to be considered. छोटी छोटी चीजें हैं, but it matters a lot. Always try to give your answer to the extent related to the legal provision. Sometimes it happens the question is asked with respect to the legal provision. Some testing is done with related to the understanding of the legal provision. और आपने generalized answer दे दिया. That should not be there. It should be avoided. क्योंकि it's a legal testing, तो proper support जो करना है आपको अपने आंसर को, it should be with the proper legal justification through the way of the legal provision. So ठीक है, तो you should not give that generalized answer, simply avoid it. And further that the language that is going to be used should be legible English language. कुछ बच्चे ने पूछा है कि हम अपने मन से आंसर लिख रहे हैं, can we write in our own language? Yes, of course. बिल्कुल लिख सकते हो, but it should not be such a language which is not able to be understood, or it is a very generalized language that should not be there. It should not be a layman's language. Since you are pursuing the professional course, being required, it should be a legal language. Legal language से तात्पर्य ये नहीं है कि आप act को as it is reproduce कर रहे हो, but the key aspect of that legal provision or the elements must be there in your answer. So it should be in a legible English language. Avoid short hands or short notes or any types of diagrams while writing your answer. This is good for revision part and preparing notes. But for writing your answer in the examination, it should be strictly avoided. Then the other thing is about the short forms in WhatsApp languages. Hi, hello, just simply we write HLO. Somebody has written here also in the message. So please avoid these kind of short.
Class now, right? I think
you should avoid these kind of short uses of the languages over here. So write the proper terminology, whatever is there. And if you're writing, if you're writing any sort of abbreviation, the first mention at one place at the starting, somewhere this abbreviation stands for this thing, and then in the answers you can use that abbreviation,
like for MOA, Memorandum of Association.
First there, yes. Right. In the first line, you just explain that broad terminology, and within the bracket, the abbreviated form, MOA or AOA, Article of Association, whatsoever. And then everywhere you can use that abbreviated form in your answer to save the time. And of course, this will also enable you to write in the proper, within the time, the particular thing, and in the proper sense. Okay, and use, and please avoid this use of short form and all this, but you can use it in the form of abbreviation, as already told you, in the manner how you can give it over there. Right? What is there any queries? Yes, this is already we have told you, kindly this download the BIOS mobile app in your mobile, whatever you're carrying all the time. Even we are also carrying with us. But yes, but whenever you're studying, please keep it aside. This is the biggest enemy of the students during the examination preparation. So yes, keep it aside whenever you are studying. And but yes, please download BIOS mobile app and you can ask queries on the heading on the tab, ask your query. Just post your queries. Definitely your reply will be there to your queries. And yes, whatever you're studying at this point of time, definitely you will come across with many of the queries. So you can post your queries accordingly.
Now we will see some queries. Major queries we have covered after this PPT. आप देखोगे कि जो आपने queries आपने पहले भेजी थी, all or mostly 90% of queries we have taken through the session. Now if some of the queries are left, we will see. हर्ष मित्तल, I am fearful.
अरे भैया हर्ष,
पहले ही
हर्ष मैंने आपको कहा आपको फेयरफुल होने की जरूरत बिल्कुल नहीं है. आप अपना SWOT एनालिसिस कीजिए. आई एम टेलिंग यू विल फाइंड इट हाउ यू कैन रिकवर ऑफ इट. और लॉ मैंने आपको बोला इट इज नॉट अ स्ट्रेंज सब्जेक्ट एट ऑल. आप, मैं बता रही हूँ, आप डे टू डे लाइफ में ऐसे बहुत से एग्जांपल्स है विच यू फेस इट, वेदर यू अवेल एनी काइंड ऑफ द सर्विसेज और एनी काइंड ऑफ द थिंग दैट यू परचेज, अ लीगल ऑब्लिगेशन इज क्रिएटेड. And whenever a legal obligation is created, you enter into a contract. So it is only with respect to the legal obligation, but not the social obligation. Mind this word, not social obligation is covered under the Indian Contract Act, because here we are dealing only with those laws which are creating the rights and duties during any kind of the transactions. If no rights and duties are created, there's a social obligation, then this will be, it can be said that there is no legal obligation created by parties. There is no intent of the parties to enter into a legal relationship. तो आपका वहां पे कोई भी क्लेम नहीं हो सकता है, कोई भी स्यू नहीं कर सकता है, किसी प्रकार की कोई आपको हानि नहीं हो सकती है. सो दिस इज द थिंग दैट दीज when you are going to study the law, I'm telling you, start picking from today itself. आप आज ही किताब उठाइए and just read the chapter number 1. Start from the chapter number 1 or chapter number 2, whichever you feel like. Take a small chapter, consideration ले लो, छोटा है, ठीक है. Then you can find कि yes, ये तो हम डे इन डे आउट करते हैं, हम कुछ खरीदने जाते हैं तो we pay something in return of something, that is consideration. इसमें आपको समझना क्या है, सिंपल, कुछ लिया है तो कुछ उसके बदले आप दोगे, ठीक है. तो इट्स जस्ट लाइक दैट. तो दिस इज अगेन द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ द लॉ. इफ समथिंग इज देयर कि भैया ये दो लोगों के बीच में हुआ है कि मैंने किसी व्यक्ति को एग्रीमेंट किया कि मैं आपसे ये चीज खरीदना चाहता हूँ, दूसरे वाले ने कहा ओके आई विल पे फॉर इट, तो बस since there are two parties, agreement has been ended. And when we tie into a legal relationship where we can claim in case of there is any breach of the condition, so we will form into a contract. तो इस तरह से दो पार्टीज होनी चाहिए, कोई सब्जेक्ट मैटर होना चाहिए, कुछ कंसिडरेशन होना चाहिए, और जो पार्टीज होती है दे शुड बी इनफ कॉम्पिटेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड कि उनके बीच में क्या वो जो कर रहे हैं, द नेचर ऑफ द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, वो सही कर रहे हैं नहीं कर रहे, व्हाट विल बी देयर रिपरकशंस ऑन देम. सो आप ये देखिए कि इट इज वेरी सिंपल, तो नथिंग टू बी फियरफुल. तो आप पढ़िए और उसके बाद अगर आपको फिर भी कोई इश्यू था, यू कैन कम बैक टू अस विद द वे ऑफ द क्वेरी.
यस, हाउ टू प्रिपेयर लॉ, ये पूरा हमने जो हमारा पीपीटी था, ये हाउ टू प्रेजेंट, और मोहित सिंगला ही सेंट ऑफ 2-1. तो ये आपका अगर क्वेरीज आप देखोगे, हमारा सेशन देखोगे, तो अब आपको पता चल गया होगा कि हाउ यू कैन प्रिपेयर फॉर लॉ. एग्रीमेंट, द फैकल्टी विल टेक.
देखो एग्रीमेंट की जहां तक बात है तो मैं आपको बता दूं, अब इससे हमारा डिटेल सेशन होगा, आप पढ़िए. यस, तो कुछ नहीं है, इट्स अ प्रॉमिस और सेट ऑफ प्रॉमिसेस फॉर्मिंग कंसिडरेशन फॉर ईच अदर. मैंने कोई एग्रीमेंट में हमने क्या, मैंने कोई प्रॉमिस किया कि मैं आपसे ये चीज खरीदना चाहती हूँ, और आपने प्रॉमिस किया कि ठीक है आपको मैं ये चीज बेचता हूँ बट आई नीड द पेमेंट. और ये जो प्रॉमिस हो गया एक दूसरे का प्रॉमिस, सेट ऑफ प्रॉमिसेस जो म्यूचुअली वो एक्सचेंज कर रहे हैं विद ईच अदर, दैट इज एन एग्रीमेंट. दोनों पार्टीज जब किसी कंडीशंस पे एग्री होती हैं उसको फुलफिल करने या ना करने के लिए, दैट इज एन एग्रीमेंट. तो रीड द डेफिनेशन माय डियर फ्रेंड, एंड आल्सो व्हेनेवर अ टेक्निकल सेशन इज गोइंग टू टेक प्लेस, come beforehand the reading of this concept. And this very important concept, क्योंकि इस पे क्वेश्चंस आपकी टेस्टिंग होती है in 2 marks or something, somewhere they test your understanding. तो आप पढ़िएगा and you will easily be able to get these concepts.
Yes, Miss Sakshi Pandey, ma'am, we have to learn section also. We have
already
taken this lecture. Yes, sir.
मोस्टली सब लोग ने ग्रीट किया, सबने यही पूछा हाउ टू प्रिपेयर लॉ.
Same student, Mohit Singla. He's not, he's very impatient.
मोहित, सीए कोर्स में आने के बाद तो पेशेंस होना तो बहुत जरूरी है,
बहुत
तभी आप ये जर्नी कवर अप कर पाओगे, वरना इट विल बी डिफिकल्ट फॉर यू टू मैनेज. So please have a patience and student study wins. Please remember this point.
Mr. Jha, Dilip. Ma'am, how is the correct way to learn all the sections and various other things? Because two things to learn all the things, that is, first is revision after ending the class, and second is to teach own friends like a teacher whatever we learn in class. But I am confused that how I revise all the things, main points or detailed revision.
बहुत आसान है. मेघा, कुछ बताना चाहते हो?
आप ही बताओ.
यस, देखो,
स्टार्ट किया है.
यस झा, मिस्टर झा, द थिंग इज दैट कि मैंने आपको पहले भी कहा कि जब आप प्रिपेयर करते हैं, प्लान करते हैं, तो व्हाट द थिंग इज दैट यू नीड टू प्रिपेयर योर नोट्स आल्सो. दिस इज व्हाट आई सेड एंड इंसिस्टेड एट द टाइम ऑफ ड्यूरिंग दिस सेशन. तो आप जब नोट्स बनाते हैं तो समवेयर यू प्रिपेयर सम इम्पोर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट और सम इम्पोर्टेंट, यू कवर सम इम्पोर्टेंट सेक्शंस ओवर देयर. और इंपॉर्टेंट सेक्शंस क्या होते हैं, मैंने आपको कहा है, आपको एक वर्किंग करनी होती है अपने पास अटेम्प्ट्स के पेपर्स को देख के, एमटीपीस को देख के, आरटीपीस को देख के, कि फ्रीक्वेंटली किन सेक्शंस को वी आर टचिंग अप ऑन रेगुलर बेसिस. ठीक है, अगर माना नहीं 90 टाइम्स आपका मतलब ये होता है कि कभी कभी 5% प्रोबेबिलिटी होती है कि वो चीज ना है, अदरवाइज 95% चांसेस होते हैं कि प्रोविजन टेस्टेड होते हैं, क्योंकि वो इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोविजंस हैं, वो उस प्रोविजन का बेस है, कहते हैं ना, फाउंडेशन है. So you need to understand what are the important topics, prepare notes, और notes भी अपनी स्टाइल में प्रिपेयर करिए in the manner or the, you can say, technique in which you are able to retain it easily. आप उसको पढ़ो, और जब आप किसी को पढ़ाने जाएंगे, you can refer that note and then you can teach that particular person. क्योंकि आपको जब की पॉइंट्स या की एस्पेक्ट्स याद रहेंगे, की एलिमेंट्स याद रहेंगे किसी भी प्रोविजन के अंदर, तो आप इजिली से उसको एलोबरेट कर सकते हो, एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हो, एंड यू कैन मेक अंडरस्टैंड योर फ्रेंड ऑल्सो. अब जैसे सेक्शन 10 है, उसमें आपको क्या दिया हुआ है, आपको बता रखा है व्हेन एनी एग्रीमेंट्स कैन बी सेड टू बी अ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, तो उसके अंदर वैलिड एसेंशियल एलिमेंट्स बता रखे हैं. तो बेसिकली सेक्शन 10 के अंदर मेजर 4 एलिमेंट्स हैं. क्या क्या है आप पढ़िएगा. 2 पार्टीज होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि एग्रीमेंट्स की रिक्वायरमेंट है कि 2 पार्टीज तो होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि सिंगल पार्टी कैन नॉट मेक एन एग्रीमेंट. तो आप लिखिएगा 2 पार्टीज, फिर उनके बीच में मीटिंग ऑफ माइंड्स होना चाहिए, यानी कि दे आर एग्रीइंग ऑन द सेम थिंग. ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं कुछ और बेचना चाहती हूँ और आप कोई और चीज समझ के खरीद रहे हैं. इट शुड नॉट बी दैट थिंग. So meeting of mind is again the important thing, consensus ad idem, right? These are the Latin terminology. You should also read these terminologies, because these terminologies helps you in the further, whenever you're teaching to someone, it gives you a good impression. So you need to understand these Latin terminology also. तो आप consensus ad idem होना चाहिए, meeting of minds होना चाहिए, then party should be competent, and जो भी वो agreement है जिसके लिए वो कर रहे हैं, जिस भी subject matter के लिए, that should not be declared to be void. These are basic 4 essential elements for forming any agreement to be a contract, a valid contract, right? और इसके अलावा आपके other essential elements भी होते हैं, that everything is given in the detail, कि उनके बीच में legal intention होना चाहिए to enter into a legal relationship, certainty होनी चाहिए, डेफिनेट होना चाहिए, प्लस आपका वो कहते हैं कि जो रिक्वायरमेंट होता है लीगल फॉर्मेलिटीज कंप्लायंसेस में होना चाहिए. समथिंग इज बीइंग सेड कि भाई रिटन में होना चाहिए, तो इट शुड बी इन रिटन ओनली. समथिंग नीड्स टू बी अटेस्टेड, तो इट शुड बी अटेस्टेड ओनली इन दैट वे. तो आपको अगर ये अपने नोट्स बना रखे हैं, शॉर्ट में बना रखे हैं, तो आपको ये पॉइंट्स को रिटेन करना आसान होता है, एंड यू कैन मेक easily to learn others also, and that will improve your studies also. So I'm happy to hear that you want to teach your friends also, and definitely this is the good way of learning and teaching, and this is the most important aspect of this session also, because we just want not only to make you to learn this, but we also want to make you to learn how to learn. So with this intent, let's go to the next query.
Mr. Faizan, ma'am, can you tell me the website for study material? Dear student, we have shown you the website. This is it is ici.org, and in that you have to log in on BUS knowledge portal.
और डायरेक्टली भी आप जा सकते हैं buslive.ici.org पे, buslive.ici.org, इस पे भी आप जा सकते हैं.
What is the edition of our law book? It is September 21 edition. Along with the amendments, you have to refer. When will the whole syllabus be completed, dear student? It will be completed, I think, by September.
अपना टाइम टेबल बना लिए ताकि साथ के साथ आप करते जाएं.
Ma'am, schedule is not getting downloaded. It's showing error. We will see into it. अभी तो हमने we have uploaded the schedule of June only. Then later on, as the June complete, we will upload the schedule for July also. I am not able to order my study material. Mr. Vivek Thakur, please
write to CDS
portal and publications. You can write. You will get the publication, your study material. How to prepare notes? डियर स्टूडेंट्स, इट्स अप टू यू ओनली कि आप कैसे आप उसको नोट्स को बनाते हो. नोट्स आपको जो हमारी एलवीसी फैकल्टीज हैं वो भी आपको पीपीटी प्रोवाइड करेंगी, नोट्स प्रोवाइड करेंगी. उसके साथ साथ जब आप स्टडी मटेरियल पढ़ोगे तो यू कैन प्रिपेयर द नोट्स इन द स्टडी मटेरियल ऑल्सो, और यू कैन प्रिपेयर नोट्स इन द नोटबुक ऑल्सो.
आप बुलेट पॉइंट बना सकते हो, हेडिंग दे सकते हो एज पर योर कन्वीनियंट, और कोई डायग्राम बना के अगर आपको समझना है तो आप उस तरह से भी इसको ले डाउन कर सकते हैं.
और जो आपकी टेक्निकल सेशंस की पावर पॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशंस होंगी,
that will act as notes only.
Yes.
And the one most important, the quick referencer is there on the website. आप उसमें देखेंगे तो you're already having this Indian Contract Act, Sales of Goods Act, and even
partnership.
In the coming edition we are going to have the Companies Act notes also. So this is in the form of notes itself, the capsules. आप उनको देखिएगा, वो proper इतनी अच्छे diagrammatically framed है for easy retention and revision of the concepts. आप उसको exam से पहले refer कर सकते हैं.
Ma'am, will this course be continued till August or November 23? No, it will be continued till August or September. Is today only introduction? Yes, dear students, the heading was there. The today's session was introductory only. The technical session, that is Contract Act Indian 1872, will start from day after tomorrow, that is 14th June.
Yes. और introduction बहुत important. जब तक आपको उसका भूमिका नहीं पता होगी तो you will not be able to link. So this is one of the most important class, you can say.
Miss Yuvika ma'am, is ICI online classes are best for foundation? Yes, dear students, it is best for your, but it's depend on you also कि आप उसको किस तरह से पढ़ रहे हो, आपकी how you are ready for the classes. आपको अपनी classes के लिए खुद भी ready होना पड़ेगा.
बिल्कुल. सांच को आंचनी, you will find it yourself very soon.
How do we ask doubts to teachers like you are asking us? जैसे आप हमसे पूछ
Similar आप during the session इस तरह से अपनी queries raise कर सकते हैं. इसलिए हम आपसे बार-बार insist कर रहे हैं कि please read the session, the chapters and all this beforehand.
Ma'am, in exam will we use black pen or blue pen? I think blue pen is
better है कि आप एक बार instructions book में पढ़ ले, everything is mentioned over there.
But according to us, it should be only blue pen. Ma'am, in the branches, the checked mock test paper answer sheet will be given to us. No, dear, I think they can give only the questions, but answer sheet, I don't think so. Actually, you can compare your answers with the uploaded answers on the website. मैडम, हम गुजराती मीडियम से हैं, so please थोड़ा हिंदी यूज करो. हमने हिंदी यूज किया है डियर स्टूडेंट्स, अब गुजराती हमें नहीं आती.
But we have tried to manage because I can understand. कुछ बच्चे हिंदी हैं, कुछ बच्चे इंग्लिश है, तो there are a lot of the messages. Somebody is saying please speak in Hindi, somebody is saying madam please speak in English. So it becomes a little bit
difficult
for us also to manage. But however, we are trying to be bilingual for the convenience of you students.
Dear students, just keep this thing in mind कि इंग्लिश हमारा आजकल जैसे आप देखते हो डे टू डे सिनेरियोज में इंग्लिश हमारी आपकी मेन लैंग्वेज बन गई है. तो आप देखिए इंग्लिश में लेक्चर्स देखिए, इंग्लिश में मूवीज देखिए,
आप इम्प्रूव करेंगे और आप you will be able to understand.
अगर आप हिंदी ही देखोगे तो आपको हिंदी ही आएगी, अगर आप इंग्लिश देखोगे तो आप इंग्लिश सीख
थोड़ा सा कुछ. और हमें जहाँ तक लगता है कि हम जो भी इंग्लिश में बोल रहे हैं, it is not that difficult or it is a high level. हम ऐसा कुछ भी यूज नहीं कर रहे, we are using the simple English language.
Yes.
और हमें लगता है आप एक बार उसे जब ध्यान से वापस रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर्स को सुनेंगे तो you will easily make it out. Because होता है कि first time it may be possible that you are not able to understand whatever we are speaking, but whenever you are going to listen once again the session, so definitely you'll be finding it quite easy and simplified.
To encourage yourself to see the English sessions. Ma'am, do you want us to have a 200 or 400 pages book for next sessions to note down the important points?
200 और 400 पेजेस का आपको कुछ नहीं करना, आपको प्रॉपर नोट्स के थ्रू वो पढ़ाएंगे, आपको कुछ नहीं करना. इट्स जस्ट दैट कि आप एक चैप्टर एक दिन में पढ़ के आइए, अपना शेड्यूल देखिए किस दिन कौन सा सेशन आपका हो रहा है, अकॉर्डिंगली जस्ट प्रिपेयर दैट सेशन. और इतने बड़े भी चैप्टर्स नहीं, अगर अभी से आप डरेंगे तो आप आगे कैसे कुछ करेंगे. तो प्लीज डोंट बी स्कैर्ड ऑफ. पढ़िए, थोड़ा थोड़ा स्टार्ट करिए, जस्ट रीड लाइक अ स्टोरी बुक. इट्स सिंपली लाइक दैट ओनली. आपका पढ़ के तो देखिए, you will find it quite interesting.
अभी आपने 200 नोट पेजेस की नोटबुक ली, अगर आपको कम पड़ती है तो you can buy another one.
और कहिए आपके ऊपर है. हाँ, it's just depends upon you.
Yes. Trust me, ma'am, I am CA student and I will become a chartered accountant in 5 years. Very good. Miss, who is he? Mr. Janya Yula Kumar. Yes.
Good attitude, and I like that confidence.
Mock test paper checked by ICI. No, dear student, it is not checked by ICI. We only release the answers.
आप खुद assess करिए, because the better judge can be you yourself.
I have told in the beginning only, the only one person can help you in clearing the CA foundation. All the examinations, not only for foundation, it's only you.
Yes, और self introspection is very important. आप अपने आप करिए, देखिए आप कहाँ stand करते हैं.
आप हमें queries भेजने से पहले you send us the queries. पहले आप उसको खुद कोशिश कीजिए आंसर निकालने की, क्योंकि यू जस्ट ड्रॉप अ मेल, आप यूएस मोबाइल ऐप पे जाओगे, भेजोगे, फिर आप आंसर का रिप्लाई करोगे। फर्स्ट वी आर नॉट सेइंग कि वी विल नॉट रिप्लाई यू, जस्ट पहले आप उसको अपने आप पे बिलीव कीजिए, बिलीव इन योरसेल्फ एंड उसको कोशिश कीजिए आंसर निकालने की।
और आप अपने रीजन भी दीजिए। इफ यू आर गोइंग टू बी राइट, व्हाटएवर जस्टिफिकेशन यू आर गिविंग, वी विल एंडोर्स ऑन द सेम बट एंड इम्प्रोवाइज द सेम, and if you are going to be giving a wrong reasoning, then we will be just rectifying the same.
Please provide chapter wise weightage, dear Miss Savannah. We have taken section wise weightage we have given, so it's the same. Can I write suggested answer in exam के full marks, or it's only example, I cannot write same. I am not able
सजेस्टेड आंसर बेटा ठीक है, लेकिन देखना है कुछ और ना पूछो, आप समझ लो बिल्कुल भी सेम हो, जरूरी नहीं है
एग्जाम।
ऐसे देखो क्या नाम है, चंदना,
just Miss Chandana, can I write suggested answer in my exam? I get full marks, or it's only example? I cannot write same. Yes, you cannot write same. We have I think 3 to 4 times we have told you that you cannot write the language of given in the study material or suggested answer. You can write in your own language, but it should not be generalized, as Nisha has already
generalized manner में नहीं हो, आप क्वेश्चन के हिसाब से अपना आंसर, चाहे वो सेम सजेस्टेड आंसर जैसा, अगर सेम क्वेश्चन है तो सेम आंसर लिखिए, पर देख लीजिएगा कि आंसर एग्जैक्टली सेम हो। ऐसा नहीं कि आप आंसर सेम लिख दें, कंसीडरिंग देयर इज सम माइनर ट्विस्ट इन द क्वेश्चन, तो चेक इट आउट प्रॉपर्ली।
जनरल इंग्लिश इज who don't know. Mr. Manvendra, I wanted to ask which refreshers should be followed in the subject of law. I got 100 in accounts in CBSE 2023 and aggregate in commerce and maths. I am confused which material for solving practical questions should be followed. Thank you. For business law paper, only study material is sufficient. If you are asking for accounts paper, you can ask day after tomorrow, 11 to 1. Accounting faculty. How much time to devote for this subject? Dear student, it's who is he? Mr. Subhadeep Sinha. Dear student, it's only up to you ki how much time you want to devote, but we already conveyed you that you can devote your day for 2 subjects, one practical and one Hindi, but it also dependent on you also.
अगर मैं एक ब्रॉडर एस्पेक्ट में वो बता दूं तो मैं कहती हूँ आपको देखो जो LLP है वो सबसे छोटा चैप्टर है, इट विल टेक 2 to 3 days, वो भी मैक्सिमम बता रही हूँ मैं, हाँ मतलब मैक्सिमम, आई एम टेलिंग बिकॉज़ द फर्स्ट टाइम दे आर स्टडीिंग द लॉ एक्चुअली,
अमेंडमेंट्स के साथ पढ़ेंगे तो इट विल टेक
2 to 3 days, ठीक है, आपने ये मान लिया, ठीक है। देन नेक्स्ट लेट्स टेक अप द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज लेट्स टेक दिस कंपनीज एक्ट, हाँ, दैट अगेन इट विल टेक 4 days, let's take a 4 days, fine, and after that let's take the partnership act.
कंपनीज एक्ट तो आपका बहुत क्रूशियल, अगर आप देखोगे, अगर वेटेज देखोगे तो इट्स सेम ऑफ सोगा एंड पार्टनरशिप, बट अगर आप लेंथ देखोगे नंबर ऑफ पेजेस की तो इट इज वेरी लेस। देयर इज ओनली अ सिंगल चैप्टर ऑफ कंपनीज एक्ट, बट अगर आप सेल्स ऑफ गुड्स एक्ट या पार्टनरशिप या कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट देखोगे तो देयर आर मिनिमम 3 to 4 यूनिट्स इन एवरी चैप्टर एंड वेटेज इज सेम। तो कंपनीज एक्ट हमारा बहुत क्रूशियल है। इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि हम बाकी के 3 भी हमारे लिए इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं, बट अगर हम स्कोरिंग ऑफ मार्क्स के अकॉर्डिंग हम देखें तो इट इज वेरी क्रूशियल।
बिल्कुल, तो पार्टनरशिप को भी आप दे सकते हो, 4 दिन आप लगा लो, क्योंकि बहुत ज्यादा बड़ा नहीं है आपका।
एवरी आई थिंक 3 यूनिट्स आर देयर, 1 यूनिट पर डे।
यस, और आप अगर उससे चलाओगे सेल्स ऑफ गुड्स आपको टेक 5 days बिकॉज थोड़ा सा वो टिपिकल है इसलिए, प्लस आपका जो ये इंडियन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट विच इज मेजर पोर्शन, अराउंड 2 weeks टाइम इज बीइंग रिक्वायर्ड। अगर आप सिंसियरली कर रहे हैं तो आप देख लो, मोटा मोटा अगर मैं बोलूँ तो आप आराम से 1-1.5 महीने में अपना पूरा कोर्स कर सकते हैं। Just the thing is that 1-1.5 महीने में वो भी ample time है, along with the practice of questions and all these things. So just plan करिए, बाकी आप पढ़ के देखिए, अगर आपको here there 1 or 2 दिन इधर एडजस्ट करना है, that you can make it out. So just prepare a timetable for the same, considering all the papers within the provided timelines that are having with you.
Mr. Arashya Jain, can you please explain the procedure of writing the answers? It is already taken. How to contact you while taking class? This is the same portal like you are contacting us. You can contact the LVC faculty.
I suppose we have taken most of the queries. Yes, is there any relevant queries?
Just we'll see.
और आप लोगों को स्टूडेंट बिल्कुल भी डरना नहीं है, क्योंकि कहते हैं जो इंसान डर जाता है ना वो वहीं पे हार जाता है। तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल रिमूव द नेगेटिव थॉट फ्रॉम योर माइंड कि भैया मैं कर नहीं सकता या इतना सारा पढ़ना है मुझे। रिमूव दैट थॉट फ्रॉम योर माइंड। आई एम टेलिंग यू इन कंपैरिजन टू द अदर सब्जेक्ट बुक, दिस इज द सबसे पतला दुबला एंड द थिन बुक आई एम टेलिंग यू, एंड दैट टू वेरी लाइव एग्जाम्पल्स आर देयर। आप बाजार जाते हो खरीदने, तो आप देखोगे कि भैया आप अगर सब्जी खरीदने गए हो तो भी यू आर मतलब कहीं ना कहीं आप बिजनेस ट्रांजेक्शन कर रहे हो। अगर आप कोई बिजनेस खोलना चाहते हो, वेदर इट मे बी रिलेटेड टू द पार्टनरशिप एक्ट और द LLP एक्ट, तो what are the things required to open up this whenever you will just clear your CAs and you become a chartered accountant, definitely आप अपना खुद का भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, अपना बिजनेस खोलना चाहोगे, तो these basic laws regulating the businesses will definitely help you. आपको उस समय बहुत मदद मिलेगी। और कंपनीज एक्ट इज समथिंग व्हेन यू गो इनटू द कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड, इनटू डिफरेंट इंडस्ट्रीज और एज अ कंसल्टेंसी और एज एन एडवाइजरी, तो कंपनीज एक्ट इज मतलब रियली अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एंड सिग्निफिकेंट लॉ एक्चुअली, पर्टिकुलरली इन द CA क्यूरिकुलम, क्योंकि इसका लेना आपके अकाउंट से भी है। आप अकाउंट में बहुत चीजें करते हैं जो कंपनीज एक्ट के थ्रू आपके लीगल प्रोविजन से डेल्ट होता है। इवन इन ऑडिट ऑल्सो समवेयर यू आर बीइंग कनेक्टेड विद द कंपनीज एक्ट. So this Companies Act is most important subject and being covered at 3 different levels in the different forms, whether it be in the form of the business laws or whether maybe the form of corporate and other laws, or whether it may be in the form of the corporate and economic laws. So ये पांचों जो laws है, they are actually forming the base for the business. So please kindly read the subject. They are very interesting and definitely we assure you you will be easily able to clear the exam. And we, through this session, we have connected to you students, and through this platform, we just hand-holded you to take you towards your journey with an ease to doing of your planning, schedule, and perfectly the preparation. So this was the intent of the session. So with this, here's the last motivation words for you.
Only hard work works. We are already told you कि जितना आप हार्ड वर्क करोगे वही आपके काम आएगा। हार्ड वर्क के साथ साथ आपको स्मार्ट वर्क भी करना है। स्मार्ट वर्क कैसे करना है वो हमने आपको बता दिया कि हाउ टू प्रैक्टिस एंड हाउ टू स्टडी। तो हार्ड वर्क भी करना है। हार्ड वर्क के साथ 2-3 थिंग्स यू जस्ट कीप इन माइंड, दैट इज फोकस, डेडिकेशन एंड पॉजिटिविटी। हमें सुबह उठ के रोज whenever you wake up कि I am a CA, तो ये हार्ड वर्क के साथ साथ पॉजिटिव attributes also create a significant impact. So hard work works. Push harder than yesterday if you want a different tomorrow. आपने आज जितनी पढ़ाई की है उससे आप सोचो कि yes, मुझे कल इससे भी बेटर होना है। तो day by day you will see that you are going on a ladder. आपको जो ladder है वो increasing side पे होना चाहिए, ladder से उतरना नहीं है। तो every day is a new day, is a better day, better than yesterday. So it will be a different tomorrow. You will be definitely a CA in first attempt only. You cannot change your future, but you can change your habits. Habits in the sense, you can do meditation, you can do yoga, you can avoid social media. So these are your habits. You have to change your habits. You have to change yourself into a positive person, and surely your habits will change your future. Future, what is future? CA, है ना?
जिसके लिए आपने अपना टाइम कमिट किया है, and ultimately it will lead you to that.
Yes. आपको काफी बच्चे बोलेंगे कि नहीं हमने तो we have ruined our life by taking CA course. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. Only 5 to 6 years it will demand, and rest of your life, the best of your life.
Yes. Chalo, with this, we would like to close our session, and we are intending that you students have derived the maximum benefit out of this session and looking forward for your most participation in the coming technical sessions. You know?
Yes.
With this, we would like to end and wish you all the best.
All the best.
Keep growing.
Thank
and
you.
Keep smiling. Bye and take care.